Yeah, she's calling back. We're going to try to give her a call again, and then she just added another phone number to the 13-year-old grandson who's possibly with the daughter. Step out with this.
2412.
Veteran crisis hotline's calling in, so they have a female veteran off her medication. She's over at the safe haven. Attack in 12, we'll check that one out.
6 1 bullet, 2 1 try to get shots.
Officer still stands for talk? No. Offender in custody? Thanks. Anyone else close? Might just see results. Let me know.
Damn, that music always gets me excited. Yeah. that sweet saxophone. Here it comes. There we go. Saturday night. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for hopping in. As always, we're going to be getting into a lot of stuff tonight. A lot of stuff here. Hold on, let me switch these up. There we go. Let's do that. There we go. We'll switch it up a little bit. Thank you for hopping in. As always, got a lot to go into tonight. We're going to, as we started doing these Sebastian shows again, if you're new to the community, we were out there searching for, a good 3 months. Right after Riley's strain, the community reached out to us when we were actually the last few days we were down there searching for Riley. CJ, you got to go up to Hendersonville for Sebastian. I'm like, who is that? Thank you, Caddy number 1, number 2, number 5, number 9, number 10. And it was like, yeah, we'll go up there. We got done with Riley the last day we were working on the Riley strain case. Me and Najee were actually going down to the riverbank GoPro to show you guys how the story about Riley falling down just wasn't jiving. Just like the fisherman stuff for Micah Miller. Not jiving. What's up, Busby?
What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Speaking of, there's the link for Busby True Crime Network. What's going on, buddy?
Got a little caught up by a train.
Oh, you're good, man. Be safe out there.
Freaking long train, man.
The train. What's up, Trey?
Hey, buddy.
What's going on?
I had a paint can go off in my right eye.
Oh, dang, man.
Dude, I've never had anything like that happen in my life. I was wanting to just kind of hit it and see, I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, I was going to get a stencil. I'm like, man, some white would look kind of cool. So I was hitting it, and then the end literally like just like a rocket.
Whoa.
I shut my right eye like as fast as I could, but it was just pressure. And I tossed the can, went inside, jumped in the shower, and just rinsed it. So I think the pressure hopefully the pressure I'm feeling is from the shower, but I went and got me some eye drops. But it's not like,
man.
It's not like they have a thing that's,
right.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not at a shop or something where you can do the eye flush. You got to.
Yeah. I was sitting there. It was kind of, shower head was a little bit much, but I think it's all right. It just kind of hurts. It's not red or nothing.
Yeah. Ouch is right.
Never heard of that before.
No. Well, it was just like the valve stem. The center's gone.
Yeah.
I found the cap, but the straw piece is gone.
Yeah, because that's all. Yeah, whatever happened with that anyway? Because after we were done, it just popped out or what? Like, how does that happen? How does that happen? Did somebody pull it out?
The center was gone at that too.
Yeah, the whole thing.
It's funny now because I had a spare tire at the time, but yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna get that one fixed. I think it'll be cheaper than I just need a spare. So,
well, you could probably take it to like a used tire shop or something, and they could put it on for like $5, maybe.
Exactly. I don't think it would take much.
No.
Take any tire shop, they should have a stem.
Yeah.
And just pop it
yeah,
in.
that too, and plus it'll be sealed properly as well.
And then I'll have a spare again.
Yeah. So, I was just telling some of the new community members, if they haven't been around as, back when we were searching for Sebastian, and as we've done the shows the last week and a half or so, because we're getting back into it again.
I'd say a lot of people don't even know.
Yeah, and people, I noticed in the last episode, that's kind of why I discussed the stuff about the grandma and about what took place. And so I saw that there was a lot of questions. I told you all the last few shows we were going to watch the JLR episode when he's talking about the grandma. I'm going to get your playlist out because I'm going to be dropping you like 5 links of episodes so you can, it's all freaking right there for you to see for yourself. But we're going to go through a couple of those things too. And also, Tony had went on somebody's live panel a couple weeks ago, and because everybody knows that I didn't deserve, the bullshit C&D. I didn't deserve it. Everybody in the community knows that.
Especially from the start, like helping out.
Everything that I was doing.
It just kind of doesn't add up.
And so Tony came on somebody's panel a couple weeks ago, and that person said, "I don't agree with you giving CJ a C&D," and he's like, "I don't even know who that is." And
Exactly.
so people are like, "Did CJ really get?" I don't know. He showed it before, and I don't know. It looked, I don't know. So I went ahead and took it out of the picture frame, and I took some photos for you, and you guys can see it. I even have it.
Well, I know you weren't
right here in my hand. I even have it right here in my hand. But I'm going to show you guys this. Yeah, it's some bullshit, and I'll show you guys what they even said and why legal professionals were telling me that I should file a report for harassment on them. And even then, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even about that shit.
Yeah, just keeping this stirring it up.
Yeah, I'm not even about that shit. So I figure what I'm gonna do is, since there is a lot of new people, before we're doing all that stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a couple links. I'm gonna show a little bit of stuff. I'm gonna show you exactly what I was telling you the other night when it came to the events that took place. And then I'm going to show you. JLR did a great episode on it, and when you see what I'm showing you, and then you listen and see what was being put out there and stuff, it goes hand in hand with everything that took place and why somebody tried to ruin my character and my reputation when it comes to being a journalism and documenting the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because it's important to me. It's important to me to have the community's trust. And when somebody doesn't want to be accountable and wants to just throw shit in our direction, that's not fair. It's uncalled for, and it's unwarranted. Thank you, Purge. I appreciate all you that have been around since then, because trust me, you guys see the difference between all of our searches here and what you've seen out there when it comes to the effort. We're not just riding in a car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're not getting out for 5 minutes out of a 6
pulling up at the shopping center and saying ride along with me.
And saying I'm handing out stuff that I'm not even handing out,
Right.
So you all can see the difference. That's why I have the link drop for you. Any of the on locations that we did for Sebastian, and there is a lot of them. It goes all the way back from when the false dog hit took place. And you can check out, there's the whole playlist for you guys. First, I'm going to share the reward posters and the information here real quick before we get into the show tonight. And thank you all for hopping in. Please hit the like.
You know what makes me upsets me? We're doing all that. We're doing all that searching from the get go, and I'm looking for a little kid.
Right.
Like I could have went to the gas station, past him, and just not even like, that's definitely not him. Just another, a young man. But in my head, I'm looking for a little kid.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't understand the picture. Like I don't care what the picture looks like. You go for the most recent picture you got.
Well, and that's what I don't understand. Like, look at, like this one right here. There's so many different pictures that give the impression of different ages.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I've been confused about. Especially the first, which ones are the most updated?
I'd say the one where he looks the oldest.
I was thinking the one where he's standing next to the trophy.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
His arms crossed,
going through adolescence.
Standing, he looks a lot older in that picture.
He's got a little stoutness to him.
Right.
So I'll go ahead and share this info real quick. Y'all can take a screenshot. Then is it still 100,000? because I'm hearing different things. I'm hearing where's the money that is supposedly the extra, that's going. And speaking of Nick, Mr. Hatman, what the hell there's all these YouTubers out there botching the case. They ain't talking about any updates and this and this and that and that. But the dude sits there and walks around and rambles for fucking hours about the same shit that everybody's done talked about 6 months ago. I don't understand it. And you had to put your shit. I had to take my show down because he's striking people.
What?
Yes. The last show where if you play any video or audio, trust me, we're going to play a little bit tonight. But when you play any little bit, that's why my show's gone last night, you guys. My show's gone last night because he's out there reporting people for playing his shit.
Great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so be careful, man. Check your.
I'm gonna take it down before it even happens, before it's a thing.
That's why I took mine down last night.
Because I can't afford it.
Yeah, man. It's like, come on, man. But we're gonna listen to some shit.
That's messed up.
Here in a little bit as we get into the show.
Just private. Nope.
No, Dog's not striking anybody. Mr. Hatman is striking people. Remember I got a copy. Trust me, I got copies of my shit. But
that sucks.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna play this. I apologize if we listened to that article. Remember that article we listened to last night? We're gonna be listening to it tonight again because I ain't taking this fucking show down. I'm telling you that right now. We're gonna be listening to that clip because I feel like what we listened to in that article was very important for people's awareness.
Dude, it's very important.
You know what I'm saying? Because this isn't like 20 years ago, 40 years ago for Dog. This shit was like last fucking year, man. This shit is recent.
Something got to him for him to strike you like that.
No, I didn't get struck. I did a preemptive move because other people were getting struck.
Oh, other people. Okay.
Yeah.
I misunderstood.
I did a preemptive move because you know what I mean? It's whatever. It's not worth anybody losing their channel because they're trying to report all sides. Because he's a side, and you have to report all sides. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right. Yeah, but that's my biggest question. Where's this money at? Because, how do you even put up? Because he's the first one that did it. Mr. Hatman put out the 25, and then Dog reposted it, and next thing you know, they're coming out as they're working together.
Where does he get the money?
Who knows?
I mean, shit. Maybe that's how you got to do it. You go to jail, and then you come out and you can make 25 fucking K or something. I don't know.
Everyone I know made money before they went to prison, and they don't make any money after they get out. So I don't know how that's supposed to work.
And did you hear in his latest show, he said that he's not even, I'm gonna play it for you guys. They're not sending the tips. They're not giving any of the tips to Sumner County.
Yeah.
Because they basically, he was saying they fuck shit up too, which you can all have questions about Sumner County and their investigation. Come on.
So
but at the same time, you give the tips to, you know what I mean? Like,
so if someone gives them information, they're not going to relay it. Is that what saying?
He came out. You guys are going to hear it. You guys are going to hear it. He basically said, we ain't giving it. He was talking because what he does is he gives you the same information everybody's known for the last 6 months. And then what he does is he talks about the other fugitives and all this other stuff that he like helps search. And then he uses those examples of those situations to then try and bring it into the Sebastian case. And then that's why he has his reasons for doing what he's doing, i.e. not telling Sumner County anything.
It's a good way to get an obstruction of justice charge.
Exactly.
I mean, Sumner County still is part of the investigation.
Oh, I know. And
Even
their
though they
reach,
only have one officer a day, they're still
That's
part of it.
you don't withhold. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna let
You
you
just
guys
don't
hear
do
it.
that.
Your question on the reward, I just checked just now, and FBI still has up to 50,000.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? All I heard was in the very beginning when it was put up, and I haven't heard shit since. It's been crickets. Like, where's it even being brought up anymore? You know? So it makes me wonder, was it a publicity? Somebody's coming out with a new book, somebody's fresh out of prison, trying to make a living, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know what's up with that. All right, I'm going to show you guys this now. So here's the envelope. All right. So like I said, as soon as I signed for it and I brought it in, I signed for it and I saw where it came from, Nashville, Tennessee. I was like, "Oh hell no." Remember? Cuz I thought I was out in Myrtle Beach. I saw on my security footage certified mail trying to be delivered, dude fill out the card. I already knew. I just had to finish doing some work for Micah at that period of time before I was going back out there. Had to swoop back here, see what the hell this certified letter was, because I thought it was from JP. But here, when I signed for it and I picked it up, I was like, "Oh shit, this is from Tennessee." Okay, I already know who this is because I already heard about people that were getting them. Right. May 30th is when it was mailed. All right. So that's the certified envelope. And then here's what it said. Wednesday, May 29th, the law office of Tara Carter, Centennial Boulevard, whatever. Dear Mr., please be advised that I represent Mr. Seth Rogers. Please let this letter serve as formal notice to cease and desist any and all activity of decimation of information pertaining to Sebastian Rogers and or Seth Rogers, specifically any and all information surrounding the disappearance and efforts to locate Sebastian. This is after all of the effort that I gave already. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't going to let Grandma make me a scapegoat. I wasn't going to let her make me a scapegoat for the BS. My client has been informed. Listen to this. My client has been informed. Oh, hold on, Busby. There you go, bro.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button.
Oh, you're good. It says, my client has been informed you are engaging in such behavior without his express written or oral consent. If you have obtained any documents, recordings, or other information pertaining to the disappearance of and or efforts to locate Sebastian Rogers, you have obtained said information without the consent of Seth Rogers. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? You do not have consent or authority from Seth Rogers to use his or Sebastian Rogers' name, likeness, or any information acquired by you or your agents. You're talking about my angels. They're not agents, they're angels. Shout out to my angels. Please note that all activities regarding this dissemination of said information will be reported to the proper authorities if required by law. Continued activities, as previously stated, will result in Mr. Rogers exploring any and all legal remedies to which he is entitled. I said, what the fuck, Tara H. Carter?
Right.
Because of the grandma bullshit. Now, when, like I said, we watched the show, Seth came on to somebody's panel. I'm going to tell everybody the reasons why I gave the 5 YouTube creators 1 of 5, or, I was 1 of 5, but I gave the 5 YouTube content creators cease and desist. So it's like, okay. So we let the episode play. I waited a couple days. We had a show about it. We replayed it. And I sat there and I broke it down. Every single reason this dude gave for sending it out. And he talked about 4 content creators. He didn't talk about this content creator because he didn't have a fucking reason to even send one. And my footage in my searches show that. My shows show that. The only issue was grandma getting pissed off and trying to escape accountability for something she said, the lies that she said, the misinformation that she was spreading, when we are about the truth and justice and helping any way that we can find and help these loved ones or victims. That's what we do. How dare? How dare? And then for Tony's ass to get on a fucking panel. Well, you must not. I mean, I already didn't think you knew a hell of a lot, but you must not know your fucking life, your left foot from your right foot, because if you didn't even know who he sent him to, what kind of investigator are you, bro? It's only 5 fucking people. It shouldn't be that hard. I don't know. It's fake. Oh, okay. No, it's not fake, bro. And it's a bunch of bullshit because this right here is a threat. I didn't do anything that they're claiming. They didn't even give any information to go along. They didn't even give me any reasons or a list or nothing. Nothing to go with that.
Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of.
It's a bunch of bullshit. And when and just go ahead and look up the lawyer. They don't even know what the fuck they're doing. They don't even know what the fuck they're doing. I'm just going to put it that way. When you want to look up Tara Carter.
That's what I was going to.
When it comes to cease and desist, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And I could have fucking pressed charges against your ass, but I didn't. So take that as an olive branch and a kind gesture. Because I could have did some shit and I just didn't. I'm not about it. Not about it. So I wanted to share that with y'all real quick. Now, we're going to get into some other stuff a little later about the neighbor and stuff. That's when we get into the lights. Now, I'm going to show you guys a couple videos here, and I'm going to drop some links. So like I said, click the link, save it to a new playlist, come back, click the next one, save it to the playlist, whatever you make. That way you can see all this shit that I'm talking about right here. Okay? Like all of it. So first thing I'm going to share with you guys is this is the live stream where everything took place. And that's why it's important to always have documentation, because you can show exactly what happened. Now, if you go to about the, let me see here, I think it was like the 3:11, 3:10, we'll say 3 hours, 3 hours and 10 minutes. Change in the water. So if there is. So I'm out here in my searching. Before I even get to that point, I'm next to the water. You see it. And then you hear the name being called out. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute my music so you can hear it. And here's the link so you can have this episode to yourself. You're more than welcome to watch it and see. There's a 3 hours of stuff that was already going on before this took place. This day right here, I was going to a spot that the psychic that works with Robin asked me to go to. And so I was already there the day before. I was there that day doing a favor before I go to my next part of the search. I was trying to be nice and do grandma a favor. Now, they knew where I was at already. I was already on searching for 3 hours. A lead in the water, at least the water level would change whatever would have been stagnant for a period of time. So that's actually a good, ouch. It's actually a good thing that, right by the water. I'm right by the water. This is Drake's Creek, right by the frickin' water. If you go, you can see how far in I am. before I get called and yelled out. How can you see me all the way that deep into the woods? I don't know.
And I'm taking a bunch of photos too. That way I can look through them later to see if I
Oh, I know. You guess by yelling my name.
might have missed something as well. Oh, yeah.
You hear that? Hey, CJ.
Clear as day.
Hey, CJ.
Different approaches.
Yeah,
Right by the water.
I'm sure. Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Do I know who this person is? I don't freaking
Absolutely
know.
not.
I don't freaking know.
Hold on 1 second. Oh, hey.
See how much farther I'm still walking and I still have to walk more. That's a good another 15, 20 feet.
Oh,
Right there is when I just hear, where's Seth's parents?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
This
well,
is
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
You too. Can I give you a hug too?
I instantly want to give him a hug because I
Yeah.
fucking care.
Is that okay?
Absolutely, darling.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have been walking and walking and walking.
It's been all the way around,
Yeah.
back over. Took that little trail all down that side, that other side of the lake.
Oh,
Talking about searches.
Yep.
And went in all where the backwaters has.
yeah.
Seth told us earlier and said that somebody had a video of Chris tearing down.
See? We're talking. This is at
Yeah, I hear it.
3:11. We're talking about searches, and then all of a sudden, while I'm sitting there, now I got the camera down. You can still hear my microphone. You can see my screen. I'm reading the chat because I want to see what the chat wants me to ask the grandma. If they want me to ask the grandma anything, she's watching it with me.
Tearing down posters saying they're never going to find it. I tell you, it's all I can do. It's all I can do. It's all I can do to keep me in check, let alone keep Seth in check.
It's all I can do to keep me in check. It's all I can do to keep him in check. Seth told me somebody has a video of Chris tearing down posters telling people he ain't never going to be found.
I was in chat that night too.
And everybody fucking had a show about it that night. I didn't even know about it because I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in where to search.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But I've always been drawn to this
now we're back to
Yeah.
talking searches.
all along.
Is there like do you feel like it's back that way more or just right?
No,
The basket just lost its part.
Does it, did he?
yes, he did.
And I think
He loved
that's
this.
part of her draw.
Yeah.
I personally don't think that's something to do. I think he's too lazy to come back in there and try to hide. I think he's doing all the same work.
That's
Oh man.
But I'm
Yep.
trying to,
Yeah, well, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You
This
know,
is where
I
everything
talked to
came
Sarah
from.
on the phone yesterday, and
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
That's why Chris went on Web Sleuth that night and flipped the hell out. Remember when he was sitting there saying, "And you got this,
Yeah.
BS out there about me ripping down posters and this and that." This is where it came from.
Well, then Grapple said, I think he threw him off a bridge somewhere.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep.
and we discussed it at depth, and she told me, she says, you've got the intuition,
Yeah.
use it.
And she's talking about the person that she was working with, the person that was sending me the location. Please, CJ, please, please, please go back. Please go back. Please go back. Okay, I'll go back.
I'm trying, but I'm
Right.
just not, I'm just not getting it.
There's too much static going.
I'm just worried about the searches.
It's
Is there-
better than it was.
Is there a
Yeah.
spot you want me to go to?
Maybe almost 2 weeks ago now, I said, stop all the negativity. I went on Facebook and I told him, stop all.
See, stop all the negativity. Now, when she said that shit at the vigil, everybody thought she was talking about me. No, she was talking about, listen, she's saying it right there. She was talking about all this other stuff. No, she doesn't know more than she's saying. She's putting bullshit out there to make.
Yeah, she's muddying the waters.
She's been putting stuff out there the whole time. We're going to go through it because, like I said, JLR did a great video. She's been putting misinformation out there about the Proudfoots purposely.
Well, that's what we're doing. Yeah. I talked to Tara on the phone yesterday, and
that's the lady.
We discussed it at depth, and she told me, she said, "You got the."
I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. Trey and Busby, Tara.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
First word blank, last word realm.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Intuition. Yeah. Use it.
Yeah.
I'm trying, but I'm just not. I'm just not getting it.
There's too much static going.
It's better than it was.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe almost 2 weeks ago now. I said, stop all the negativity. I went on Facebook and I told him, stop all the negativity. Yeah. I can't deal with it.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Well,
we appreciate what you're doing, buddy. I appreciate you appreciating it because.
Yeah, no, we do.
It's not about me. It's about me.
That's it. It's about him. And,
they knew you were live.
You guys coming down here
yeah.
to meet me too.
Dude, it's just like anybody else that comes up to me the last 3 years. Are you on mute?
They're standing on his left side.
Yeah, my microphone when I'm on location is on my left fucking ear. Everybody can see it. My screen is right there. You can see the chat going. You can see the chat going. You can see the screen, what it's recording. You can see if it's muted, it's a red block. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so obvious. No, that's why we're going to go into the JLR video tonight, because I'm going to show you this stuff was on purpose. And all I did was defend my character, who I am, what I'm about, how I do it.
Yeah. And then she says, we appreciate you.
Because I'm out there busting my ass every day, driving 3 hours each way to go look for their child.
Right. But then she turns around and does this other shit.
Yeah, dude, because she said Seth told me, so that's why I'm saying you don't think Seth, because it became a hot topic that night. I was so tired, I didn't get home till like 1 a.m. I had to get up at 5 to go back. And you know what I mean? And I just tried to get 2 hours of sleep if I could. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't have time to pay attention to the Sebastian YouTube streets. All I had was time to do the damn searches and try and get some sleep in between.
Right.
And for that shit to happen, it's just like, what the hell? Like, because you want to put something out there, damn well after Seth's seen them shows, because he was in YouTube like crazy going to everybody's show, and he's seen that be a topic, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's asking Grandma, what the hell did you say to CJ? And he was I thought he was muted. Yeah, why are you telling me that shit in the first place anyway? You know what I'm saying? Even if I was muted, why would you be telling me that? Right?
I almost feel like she wanted to just get it out there, knowing you're live, and then that way it would just people be like, "Oh,
yeah,
people
will
wanted know."
To use it.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, she wanted to use it because I'd have like 800-900 people freaking watching, and she knew that it would spread. She did what it did. It became a hot fucking topic that night on a couple platforms, and it's like, damn, they didn't even reach out to me and say, hey,
They never do, man.
They never reached out to me and said, hey, and so I didn't even fucking know about it until halfway through the stream the next day, and that's when the angels are like, yo, did you know? I'm like, no, I didn't. What?
She accomplished what she wanted to.
Yeah, because of all That's why I'm saying we're going to show JLR video. You're going to see this is why I'm telling you. No, it didn't happen the way that it's being spewed out there, because this is my character, man. The way it happened is what I'm showing you, because it's documentation, and we're going to show you some other stuff, and then when you look back at this, you go, "Oh, it's exactly what the hell she was doing over there. It's just a different platform."
Yep.
Same thing. So, like I said, here's the link to the video. You're more than welcome to check it out. Go to the 3 hour, 10-minute mark, and then you'll see me walking around for a minute or so. And then you'll see everything go down. You can see it for yourself. You can see it for yourself. Let me see here. And I want to share, I think, one more. Let me double check. Let me see. Okay, that's just so here's just a short video of it. Here's just a short video of it if you just want to check out the short video. But again, that the original live on location, that's going to be the best quality for you, audio and visual. That way, you can hear it the best, because it's important. All right, so I'm going to get into a couple things before we get into that JLR episode. I told you guys I wanted to play something for you real quick when it comes to Mr. Hatman and what he has to say. I don't understand it. I don't understand all the hate coming in the direction of the YouTube content creators. All of us that don't get it. Doesn't make sense. You think you'd want to work with some of these people, instead you're just popping off at the mouth. And so we're gonna play the audio here. You're not gonna go ahead, man. You're not gonna see the screen, but
he's got some videos that have been kind of popping off, and they all start with searching.
It's about the awareness and all this stuff, but it's like, dude, anybody can go walk around in a local fucking park and ramble the same stuff that everybody's talked about 6 months ago, and then mix in your own searches into the Sebastian case and act like you're going to make this huge fucking difference. Dude, it ain't about one people. That's why it's about community. The more of us that can get together and try and help these families, the better. Not one person can fucking do it on their own.
No.
And that's the way he's acting. It's the way he's acting. So this is from earlier today. Like I said, I'm not going to share the screen, and I'm going to change, I'm going to speed up the audio, so there's not going to be any issues whatsoever. But this is from today.
Guys, we are on day 194 of the search for Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian went missing in February from his bed. That's the last place he was seen. He was tucked in, just like Banfield said, and he wasn't there in the morning. There are no updates that are worth sharing, except information is coming. Tips are coming, and they're all going to TBI. They're all going to the FBI. And those are the two agencies that we are sending them to. And I'm going to be upfront with you guys. We're not sending them to Sumner County for the exact reason we didn't send them to DeSoto County. If you guys remember, during the DeSoto County courthouse, the escape, the local government botched it, right? And they were very involved. When I say involved, some of them got arrested, right, for helping in the.
See what I'm saying? He's comparing an old case from an old search where that police botched. He uses this fucking word, botched. They botched it. And then watch, he's going to lead into that's why they're not giving Sumner County information.
You can't compare two different agencies.
He's like, remember, they even got arrested. Like, who in the fuck from Sumner County got arrested?
Nobody.
Dude, what is this? He's not only attacking YouTube content creators, but he's fucking attacking local LE.
If we get attacked from this, I'm just going to create a 12-hour live where just people did some other stuff to me and other people. It'll just be like, let the truth be told about Nick the Hat.
It doesn't make sense.
We'll just go over the same thing over and over again.
Right. Anybody can go walk around in the woods. Local park. And say the same shit. The same shit that everybody's known for the last 6 months, man.
I was going to say, he's just repeating everything that he's retained off of YouTube.
Yeah, he's talking about that, using old cases, using it for reasoning. Like, listen to this shit. He talks about it. Other LE that botched the case, that people got arrested, and then listen to what he says next.
Escape, for giving him artifacts to escape with, giving him handcuff keys, giving him all that stuff, right? So when it comes to local authorities, I love local authorities for the most part, but in these small towns, when you leave a case for 7 months in the hands of the small authorities and they don't pass it along, I mean, maybe they did, maybe they passed it to TBI early on, and I believe they probably did, right? Because there were heavy search crews, but they are still the lead investigator, which is interesting. But we made clear, and TBI understands that they are getting the information with the FBI and they can share it with Sumner County. That's on them. That's fine.
That's on them. That's fine. Like, he compared. This is crazy, you guys. I'm gonna give you the link. I'm gonna give you the link. And oh, where'd it go? What the fuck did it? Hold on a minute. What? Okay, hold on. Here's the link so you can hear. It's 51 minutes of fucking babbling. But there's the link. You guys can have it for yourself. And we're going to just listen to it one more time. I'm not going to pause it. You guys need to hear the totality of what the hell he's saying. It's not only YouTube content. Dude, don't attack the local law enforcement, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're already short-staffed. We know it. Nashville is short-staffed.
Oh, big time, man.
know
That's why
it.
they're like, when we
Man.
find stuff down there, they're like, hey, if they get a priority call, they may just give you a phone call and get the information later.
Yeah,
But
they're still
they're swamped.
They are.
hiring people right now.
You know what I'm saying? And we know that. So you got to cut these guys some slack. You got to give them a break. Like I've always said this whole time, because, you know, people that want to sit there and say, oh, they're involved. Dude, what police agency wants one missing kid on their book?
None.
And come into a case slinging shit at everybody that's been working on it before you. It's
You
just
know what
not
I'm saying?
not a good way to start it.
No. You know who's gonna botch this fucking shit is his ass. It is.
Yeah, definitely.
If he finds anything, a good lawyer would just be like, credibility.
Well, he must, because he can drop 25K at the drop of a hat towards a reward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have a hard time paying my damn bills. I don't have no 25K to drop on a fucking reward. I wish I could. All I can do is give you my effort. You know what I mean?
If I had 25K, I'd be down there.
I don't think
Like right now.
Period. As long as it, you know, until it ran out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we do what we do, is because we are able to go out there to do this stuff because of the help and support that we get from the community, you know, and we'll keep going until we can't go no more. That's what we're about. And dude, I mean, to attack law enforcement. Listen to this again, you guys.
Okay, guys, we are on day 194 of the search for Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian went missing in February from his bed. That's the last place he was seen. He was tucked in, just like Banfield said, and he wasn't there in the morning. There are no updates that are worth sharing, except information is coming. Tips are coming, and they're all going to TBI. They're all going to the FBI. And those are the two agencies that we are sending them to. And I'm going to be upfront with you guys. We're not sending them to Sumner County for the exact reason we didn't send them to DeSoto County. If you guys remember, during the DeSoto County courthouse, the escape, the local government botched it, right? And they were very involved. When I say involved, some of them got arrested, right? For helping in the escape, for giving him artifacts.
Whoa. See what I'm saying? He compared it. Now it's up to TBI. It's up to TBI what they want to do.
194 of the search for Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian went missing in February from his bed. That's the last place he was seen. He was tucked in, just like Banfield said, and he wasn't there in the morning. There are no updates that are worth sharing, except information is coming. Tips are coming, and they're all going to TBI. They're all going to the FBI. And those are the two agencies that we are sending them to. And I'm going to be upfront with you guys. We're not sending them to Sumner County for the exact reason we didn't send them to DeSoto County. If you guys remember, during the DeSoto County courthouse, the escape, the local government botched it, right? And they were very involved. When I say involved, some of them got arrested, right, for helping in the escape, for giving him artifacts to escape with, giving him handcuff keys, giving him all of that stuff, right? So when it comes to local authorities, I love local authorities for the most part, but in these small towns, when you leave a case for 7 months in the hands of the small authorities and they don't pass it along, I mean, maybe they did, maybe they passed it to TBI early on, and I believe they probably did, right?
He don't
There
even
were heavy
know.
search crews.
He don't
but
even know.
They are still the lead investigator, which is
He
interesting. But we made clear.
He don't even know.
He also said Katie called the police.
This is
Talk about misinformation and messing it up.
Yep.
You know,
and what is he saying? Some of the Sumner counties involved in the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers?
You know what I've ever found with smaller police agencies? The guys that work there
man?
usually have a big heart.
My gosh, right.
And they usually put forth more effort and get paid 10 times less.
Wow.
So I don't know why he's knocking law enforcement like that.
It's up to TBI. It's up to TBI, whatever they do, you know.
And TBI understands that they are getting the information with the FBI and they can share it with Sumner County. That's on them. That's fine. Again, it's not like if we send them the information, we're just not going to act on it. We follow up every day, just to make sure. For example, Dog's team, what they'll do is when some.
So they're getting a bunch of tips. We all know the bunch of tips that they're getting because we were getting the same fucking tips from day one. And yes, you want to talk about thousands, where you go through and you got to make sure, because this is what is upsetting about the bogus ass tips is we actually have to take our time away from real work to go through and make sure that it isn't something we should be turning over to the FBI, and that takes a good hour or two a day just to be able to go through that amount of tips just to make sure, because we don't listen. We understand there's a lot of people that want to help, but damn, man, some people really do send some stuff that they're not comfortable sending to the authorities, even anonymously. And
you get exhausted though when you keep getting the same one where it says the red tree in the field next to the creek,
right?
And the sun sets at this angle, and you're like,
and you'll smell a certain smell.
And you got to read through that, and then you're
the back road. I'm still stuck on that one. But the concrete bridge in the back road.
Oh yeah.
My freaking email just filled up whenever we started. Of just
a whole bunch, dude. A whole bunch.
Craziness.
That's why I said it took me I came up with that map the first couple days I was there where I wanted to search. And I was literally searching other people's fucking spots for like 2 months a month and a half before I even got to any of the spots that I wanted to search. There's a lot. It's just, so I wanted to share this. We went into it last night, but unfortunately, I had to remove last night just as a preemptive thing because I enjoy my channel. I like bringing you guys information. Speaking of, we're going to be hanging out tomorrow for the live protest, Justice for Micah, so come hang out if you'd like to come hang out with us and show some support for the awareness for Micah. But we went into this article last night because Mr. Hatman gets 2 to 4 years in jail for fake racist email. Now, it's a lot deeper than what the title says, because when we actually sit back and listen to it, it's about, 7 minutes or something like that. When you sit back and listen to it, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. This is a whole bunch of stuff. And I don't know if you should necessarily be trusting this particular individual when it comes to information pertaining to the case, especially with what they were already doing when it came to misinformation or creation of information,
right?
And the tactics that somebody is willing to go, especially when we're out there looking for a missing child. So the dude needs to settle the F down. You know what I'm saying? Settle the F down. There's actually people that want to help and have Sebastian's best interest when it comes to this. Don't alienate every single person. And please don't be so fucking cocky to think that you yourself could figure out where he's at. Because that's the person that's in the boat. We're all in the boat together. we're all rowing the same direction, and that's the person that's rowing in the opposite direction, and the rest of us have to go a little bit extra just to make up for your ass in the back going the other direction. And we're trying to get to Sebastian, not take our fucking time.
Great,
Go ahead, man.
great analogy.
It's the truth, man, because then each one of us have to give, and it takes a little longer.
Right.
And that's not what it's about. It's about trying to find Sebastian ASAP, period. Because if, like, I really feel he's alive. I know other people don't, but I really feel like he's alive. And each day is another day that maybe he is. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like if he is alive, if someone has him and they're scared, I got mixed emotions about that, but people don't want to get caught, so I don't know. It kind of depends on who has them and why they have them.
Somebody might have got in too deep.
I hope he's alive. 150% hope he's alive.
We all do.
I hope he can come back and, Sebastian will be here.
Yeah, that's why I feel like he was abducted through video games and somebody has him. Now, not local. Somebody, if he didn't walk out and somebody had him, they're a state or two away. And I really feel like, I don't know, just for some reason, man, I feel like he is, man. You know what I mean? You got that, you can feel
We've searched and searched and searched and searched and searched areas, man, and he is not there. At least the areas that we've searched.
No sign, period. And even the other people out there,
and everyone else that's searched.
Yeah.
Man, usually there's something. But just the empty, the straight up emptiness. Like there's nothing.
If they did walk away. Did walk away. So yeah, we all need to work together. That's what it's about. It's always about community.
Think if we could just think of all the YouTubers, everyone, and then people that aren't even on YouTube, we could all get together. I don't know, 30 people, 40 people, and use all of our resources together. You know how awesome that would be? You know how much we could knock out?
Yeah, it's the transformer effect. Each one of us has our own special, unique set of skills that we can bring to the table. And you add all of them together and they become this super power of
a powerhouse. Because when you're in a group of that many people, no one's going to stop you from doing anything. Like, obviously, you're not going to be trespassing and stuff like that, but typically there's power in numbers.
That's what I like. That's what I like about our group. We all have different skill sets.
Exactly. And the thinking behind it.
Right.
We all think a little bit different, so we don't get tunnel vision. And like CJ might say something where I'm like, well, that makes sense. Versus me thinking one way and then just going way over here. But you might have a theory, and I'm just like, well, that makes sense. Obviously, the more people, the better, because everyone has different backgrounds, different ideas, different ways of thinking. We're all our own unique person, and we all bring something to the table. And at the end of the day, you take all that and channel it, and you usually get decent results.
We don't discredit each other either.
No, it's like we're open about it. It's like, well, why do you think that way?
I mean, we even have difference of opinions on the theories of what took place or where he's at. You know what I'm saying? And that's the good thing. That's why I always promote, it's always about all theories, thoughts, and opinions as long as it's respectful, because that's what it's about, number one. Right. And we're always respectful, and we never question anybody's intelligence or anything like that when it comes to facts or a certain part of the case, because just because you have a difference of opinion doesn't mean that it's wrong. Exactly. Because if anybody knew for sure, well, then there wouldn't be a difference of opinion, because there would already be a fact, right? So that's what it's about, because not one of us has the whole puzzle. We each have pieces to the puzzle. Some of them fit, some of them don't. And that's why it's about community, because the more people we have working on that same puzzle, the more pieces that will fit quicker. And and it can be an effective kind of, effort. And so, when it comes to this, it's just like, I heard this shit today, from Hat Man. It's like, bro, now you're trashing on the LE, man. Like, what's going on, dude?
In from my background, public safety, there's people who have different opinions as far as being like pro police, pro whatever, public safety, but I always back the police. I always back the fire departments. Always back EMS, unless they're like totally in the wrong. So whenever people start bashing them, I'm just like, you know what? I know 190% at the end of the day, the people that are bashing them could not and would not do their job.
Exactly.
They couldn't even handle
Right.
a smidgen of the stuff that they have to go through.
Yeah.
You're talking split-second decisions, life decisions, within not even a second. So
I mean, all of us do the same thing, the split lights, because we're out there. I mean, hell, the last 2 times we're out there on water doing in different locations, shots are going off.
Yep.
You know, you guys can look up Robeson County, North Carolina, and see how fucking dangerous it is. And we spent a lot of fucking time there just trying to
Figure it
show
out.
people that a certain somebody's story ain't legit.
You know,
That's
and
a fact.
things like that. I mean, that happened in North Carolina, but it also happened in Nashville, and things like that. Just
Yeah.
it throws your 100% focus off.
Yeah, because then you're at a heightened sense of you're
Right.
self-aware, and you're almost in like that, protection mode. You're gonna protect everyone around you and yourself, and you kind of messes with your train of thought. So,
Yeah. So when it comes to this, particular individual, we're gonna sit back. We're gonna check it out for 7 minutes. If you didn't see it last night, you'll be able to see it. Like I said, we did it last night. We took it down, and so I think it's important though. So that's why I'm playing it again. And then we're gonna go into that JLR video, kind of
it's
showing
super.
you.
It's
Go ahead,
super important. Sorry, man. Because it's super important because the last time that a criminal touched this case, people came out with pitchforks. So I expect. I'm not saying go do anything bad, good, positive, whatever it is. I'm not saying mob stuff, but the last time anything like this happened, people came after that person and everyone around them. So I'm surprised it hasn't happened. And instead, they're almost getting praised again.
Right.
It
doesn't make sense, dude. It really don't make sense. It really doesn't. It's like the hate is attractive and the negative is attractive when we all need the positivity that and the peace as much as anybody when it comes to trying to do what we're doing, because that's what it's about.
We just need the stay cool and peace, so we can focus
and think about doing it together, because we're all here for the same reason, the same
Exactly.
goal, the same ending, and that is helping any of these victims that we discuss.
And that's why, whenever you get the cease and desist, I'm just like, I don't get. It still doesn't make sense to me on why you would receive that. Like, if you want your kid found, teamwork, the more people, the better. You weren't saying anything bad. You weren't starting drama.
No, it's like I told people. I said, if it was my missing child, and my worst freaking enemy came up to me and said,
yeah, I would just be like, yeah,
hey CJ, I'm gonna help search for your kid, I would say, you know what, whatever the fuck we did for you to be my worst enemy, squash that shit.
Yeah, because at that point,
like, that's
matters.
where I come from. So yeah, it doesn't.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, your kid's missing, nothing for the rest of your life would matter. So you could set aside every difference you ever had with anybody to come, to meet one goal, and that is to find Sebastian. So,
and when all I did was bust my ass, all of my live on locations will show you that. There's plenty of them.
dude, you were out there for basically day one. Just
well, not almost. It was like a couple weeks after, it went down, but almost. I was working for Riley when everything was going down. I was trying to find Riley, but
yeah, he was out there in March, and we all got together in early April.
Yeah,
he was working the case before we even started.
Yeah. going out there by myself at first. It didn't matter to me. And then I was trying to link up with community to try and, that's what it's about. And time to time, you'll come across community that's a hot dog steak, and you got to be like, look, people, this is a hot dog steak. Y'all saw, a long ass time ago, I brought it up, about the hot dog steak. Dude even threatened me, you know what I mean? But
Oh, I know
whatever,
what you're
dude.
talking about.
Yeah, it's whatever, dude.
Quite a
Just
few hot dog steaks in this one.
exactly. A lot of people that are just trying to fool you, making you think that they're actually doing something that they put in the title, and it's not even about that. And that's why, a couple months ago when we started discussing it together, it was like we actually, I think we did a show a while ago, a long time ago, and then in the background there we were discussing for a long time, like, man, we are tired of this fake ass shit going on. It's hurting us. The fact that we had to pull back because of each one of us, having to deal with the same shit. We had to pull back, and then we're sitting here looking at what's left,
And
and it's
seeing
like,
who's
man, this is horrible. And we just said, fuck it. We need to, in a month and a half, you guys, I think is when we, for 2 months out or something, we're like, yeah, let's do this in the middle of August. We set a date for a couple months down the road. Let's look at it in middle of August. We had to finish up some work for Micah Miller. It took a little bit longer, and we didn't get to do it. But we will here soon.
oh
We
soon,
will
man.
be.
I'm like
Yeah,
this close.
same.
I'll have the boat regardless. It'll be ready, and then if boot searches, ground searches.
Yes,
But
sir.
if we come across some water, we'll be able to do it.
I've already
So,
reached out. To a cool individual to maybe come assist as well.
okay, I'm all for help.
So you
So
know what I'm saying? So it's a it's a process, you know what I'm saying, you guys, it's a process, but I would say, very I'm just gonna say very, 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 very soon. We will be going out there and resuming our searches and going back out there because it's been long enough. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go out there, we're gonna show these other people what the hell the search is all about. We're going to show them what the effort's all about, and hopefully they pick up and match the effort that we're putting out there, so that way we can find Sebastian. Period.
well, if they mimic what we're doing and then they do it the right way, they could actually clear some areas, and then know that he's not in those areas. So
The
And
more
quick on-
people do it the right way, the better. Not just trying to put out a show out there just to create, drama and everything else, just because we all know it sells.
right.
Actually,
Unfortunately.
actually getting on, boots on the ground and doing, correct searching instead of being like 20 feet off the concrete.
Mhm.
yeah, right away. Yeah.
And going to the same spot and just
Open.
putting it on a rotation. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like you said, Busby. If they're not local, they don't know that they're going back to the same spots, just fooling
Right.
these people. And when you're in those shows and you're like, "Hey, you're actually over here," and they get mad at you, it's like, "Yo,
Oh yeah,
like,
super pissed
right?"
when
So
we call them out.
you guys have the live on location link. You can go click on any one of them and see what the searches are about, and then you can compare them to anything else, and you can see the difference in effort. But let's go ahead and listen to this article here. This is about Mr. Hatman. I think it's
Let
important.
the truth be told.
That's right, Mr. Hatman. And then we're going to have more truth because you guys are going to see the great video that JLR did a few months ago. And you're going to see the stuff that I was explaining to you guys in the beginning of the show about all that BS. You're going to see, oh, it's just like that. It's just a different platform. So this is more about Mr. Hatman.
Nick the Hat gets 2 to 4 years in jail for fake racist email. Media Courthouse, the former editor-in-chief of online news site Your Content was sentenced to 2 to 4 years in a state prison Wednesday for creating a fake racist email that he attributed to a Delaware County adult probation and parole supervisor in a debunked 2019 story. Nikolaus Tsimahatsi-Stathia, also known as Nick the Hat, 28, of the 700 block of Cedar Grove Road in Broomall, was convicted last month on 2 counts each of forgery and identity theft, 3 counts of unsworn falsification to authorities, and 1 count of tampering with public records or information following a jury trial before Court of Common Pleas Judge John Capuzzi. A second trial, for allegedly possessing a taser device given to him by Chester Police Officer Donald Jackson, is set for January 18. Jackson is scheduled for trial December 13. The case against Hatsi-Stathia began May 25, 2019, when YC News posted a story with an image of a purported 2015 email that included racist language. Portions of the email, such as copied email addresses, had been redacted, but the image still included a signature line for probation and parole supervisor Jeff Roney. "Good morning," the email begins, "you don't have to worry about job security. ROFL, so long as there's AN in our county, you will have a full slate. Just make sure he registers as A, redacted, before applying, they're extremely strict about that. Can't have a bunch of gonbangs loving, redacted, in here, huh? Sick." The publication of the bogus email caused a furor in local government and prompted a news conference on the county courthouse steps by elected officials demanding an investigation. The accompanying story claimed the email came to light as part of a request under the state's right to know law to inspect electronic communications between all Delaware County law enforcement agencies, then later said the information came from a news tip that the email had been sent between several county officials and a current department supervisor, where they accidentally carbon copied a probationer. Delaware County Detectives Edmund Pisani and Christopher Tankiewicz testified that a search of county servers revealed no such email had ever been sent, however, and a MacBook and iPhone found in Hatsi-Stathia's vehicle as part of a search warrant served in June 2019 contained the evidence of him creating the document in question shortly before it was posted online. During their search of Hatsi-Stathia's home, Pisani said investigators came across a printout of 2016 email from Roney used as the template. Hatsi-Stathia was on probation at the time for harassing his neighbors by repeatedly sending prostitutes to their door through an escort service, then calling the police on them. Pisani said Hatsi-Stathia used the same racially charged language in that earlier case, stating, "I like to watch N.S. get locked up and more N.S. are going to get in trouble." Tankiewicz said he found the original 2016 email from Roney, describing Hatsi-Stathia as unstable and apparently unable to comply with the terms of his probation, had been scanned into the phone using an application and was put into Dropbox. The document accessed on the MacBook and downloaded, then manipulated using photo editing websites to wipe the original text and replace it with the racist remarks. Hatsi-Stathia also used phony email accounts to pose as New York Times reporter Liam Stack and ABC producer Stephanie Wash in emails to the district attorney's public relations office in April 2019. Stack and Wash testified that they sent no such emails, and Wash said in a victim impact statement read into the record by Senior Deputy Attorney General Kelly Sekula Wednesday that Hatsi-Stathia traded on a name she has spent 14 years building as reputable, and cost her time and money in preparing for trial. Defense attorney Norm Pattis told Capuzzi Wednesday that his client would appeal and that he did not intend to re-argue the case, but maintained that Hatsi-Stathia is a journalist and is protecting a source that allowed him to view the actual email and copy it into his notebook. While Hatsi-Stathia did use the email template, Pattis said, he did so in a way that he did not think anyone would reasonably conclude Roney was the author. Sekula said this claim was absolutely ridiculous given the wealth of evidence that Delaware County investigators had compiled showing Hatsi-Stathia created the email on his computer the day the story ran, as well as texts with other reporters in which Hatsi-Stathia allegedly said they should investigate the whole of adult probation and parole, beginning with Roney. Sekula added that even after investigators had the name of the alleged sender, they still were unable to find any record of any such email being sent, and that the people supposedly copied on the email all denied ever having seen it. No county employee sent that email, period, she said. It is a complete and utter fabrication. Sekula said that even now, Hatzistathia continues to quadruple down on the idea that he is in the right despite failing to provide even a shred of credible evidence supporting his claim, and that he does not care about the consequences of his actions. Conduct like this undermines county confidence in the judicial system, in the media, and undermines the ability to root out racism where it actually exists, she said. Interim Director of Adult Probation and Parole Danielle Hibbard said the story was an unfair depiction of the men and women who work in that department, many of whom were present for sentencing, and tried to make an already difficult job that much harder by sowing distrust. Shame on you for what you did, she said. Shame on you for calling yourself a journalist, where a true journalist has a responsibility to report facts and truths. Roney also gave a victim impact statement and said he believed he had helped Hatzistathia mature during his probationary period. He said Hatzistathia actually thanked him and said there should be more people like him in the justice system. He appeared, keyword appeared, to change, Roney said. But when he saw the email, Roney said it blew his mind that he was being associated with racism after working 14 years to establish a reputation as a trustworthy and fair person, regardless of race or gender. I am not racist, he said. Employees of adult probation and parole are not racist. In fact, your racist statements from your prior conviction have proven that you are the only racist person currently in this courtroom. Roney said there was talk around the office and courthouse because of the telltale signature line on the phony email, and he was questioned by detectives. He did not know how his family would take it, whether he would lose his job or if his safety was in jeopardy, he said. Roney said he still does not know why Hatzistathia singled him out, but he considers him a con man interested only in his own agenda. Roney added that he thinks Hatzistathia does deserve jail time, but that was secondary to his reputation as a journalist being forever tarnished. The most important thing to come to me from this entire ordeal is that as a result of your conviction, you have been proven to be a liar, a coward, and branded as a fake journalist with not one single ounce of credibility, Roney said. I can stand here totally satisfied knowing that anything you write, publish, or report on in the future will be laughed at. Capuzzi said sentencing is usually the hardest part of his job, but Hatzistathia had made it easy. He pointed to other instances of racism displayed by the defendant, including an incident where he called 911 to falsely report that an officer had used the N-word over a police radio. So the racism in this room sits right there at that table, Capuzzi said, pointing at Hatzistathia. You tried to direct that racism from your heart to the probation department and to Mr. Roney in particular. Capuzzi indicated he was sentencing in the aggravated range because he found Hatzistathia's conduct was malicious, cold-hearted, and designed to degrade Roney, his office, and the county, which expended a great deal of money and other resources due to Hatzistathia's actions. The YC News website URL for the story is now listed as a HTTP/451 unavailable for legal reasons, which it explains is a specific status code for a resource which cannot be served for legal reasons, such as a web page censored by a government. The change came following Hatzistathia's conviction, but a note from YC News on the page still claims the email was sent by a high-ranking official with the county's prison and/or adult probation department and references a November 2019 Philadelphia Inquirer story that found former Delaware County Prison Superintendent John Riley used the N-word to describe black corrections officers. The online publication refers to Hatzistathia as the first journalist charged and convicted in America while acting under the scope of his employment as an international news correspondent. It also apologizes to Roney and clarifies he was not the sender of the email. The note claims YC News used his email as a template for the reproduction of the alleged racist email shown to Mr. Hatzistathia by unidentified sources. In addition to prison time, Hatzistathia was ordered to serve 3 years of consecutive probation, pay for the costs of prosecution, and have no direct or indirect contact with the probation office. He
That's
is
a
not eligible for early release, and Capuzzi indicated there would also be a restitution hearing in the future.
that's crazy. Called him a con man with his own agenda, not about facts and truth, talking about sending escorts. They called him unstable. He's always right, don't care about consequences. Reported misinformation, created false tips, false evidence.
And we want this individual searching for a little boy.
And he's the one saying other people botched it. I mean, if you look at all the stuff that's listed in that article, you can see a lot of it right there.
And we're not making this up. It's 100% factual.
Unstable, doesn't care about consequences. He's always right.
Just like everything that he said, you can obviously see that.
Isn't that nuts? Check this out. This is a video.
Yeah, he's happy.
Yeah, look at him.
Well, Nick Hatzafatastu, known by his nickname Nick the Hat, was found guilty of fabricating a racist email from a Delaware County probation officer. An Action News investigation first brought
Said it was the easiest one they did.
you this story 2 years ago in
Because
an
all the
exclusive
evidence.
report.
Oh yeah, it's all
Website
digital.
called YC News, which is short for Young Constituents. Prosecutors say he altered an email to include racist language, then published the email on his website. He was found guilty of identity theft, forgery, and other related charges.
Woo! Identity theft, forgery.
I'm curious to see what he ends up doing. He like if you give someone enough
If AJ
leash.
didn't kill his parents, who killed them?
Oh, hold on.
I agree, Trey.
Like, I'm curious to see what happens.
How can you trust? How can you trust whatever they're going to come up with?
You
Give him
can't.
enough rope.
I mean, even let's say he finds something that's credible and he's just like very like actually sincere. It doesn't matter.
How can you trust it?
Yeah, nobody's gonna believe it.
How can you trust it?
I mean, you can't. I mean,
You can't.
I mean,
You
you couldn't, even if it was like you couldn't do anything with it. I mean, even if you found Sebastian based off of something that he found or information that he gathered, it would probably end up getting thrown out.
Yeah, can you imagine him being a witness?
Exactly. Exactly.
Shot.
Dude, they would do a thing. I forgot what it's called, but it's basically
They tear him apart.
The opposite attorney makes you fill out a form. It's like, have you ever been this? Have you ever done this? Has this ever happened? Like, have you ever lied under oath? Have you? Is it like
right?
Everything.
It's like a job application. You got to write. Yeah, you got to be honest, dude. And
they want you to not be truthful on that form, so that way they can come at you even more.
Right.
And if you are truthful, like it's a double-edged sword, because if you are truthful and you have done some of the things that they're asking, I mean, you have to be truthful, because if they're asking, they probably already have that information.
Well, any of their jobs, number one on either side is to destroy your credibility.
Exactly.
And right there.
And it would be
like
gone.
that's all that. That's
it would be
that's
gone.
Right. Everything else you can bring to the table that don't matter. Destroy someone's credibility and everything else falls.
Right.
And that's what each of these sides do. That's their job.
Yeah, I just was agreeing with Wendy and her comment.
What's up? What did Wendy say?
What'd she say?
Why would he search for Sebastian with a background like that?
Oh, Wendy, right here.
To grow your channel and to get your name out there.
Right.
I don't
it's
know.
just like the people said, a con man with their own agenda. You know? Unstable. Look at his freaking lives. Talking shit about other people, law enforcement, you know, comparing Sumner County to another county where officials were arrested because they were involved in whatever crime took place, and he's comparing it to Sumner County. It wasn't even a missing child. It was somebody that escaped, and they gave them, this and that and this and that so they could escape. You're not even talking about a missing child, but you're comparing the local law enforcement as it's like the same thing. And it's like, bro,
in his thinking, I would be afraid to go down to Sumner County because of law enforcement.
He can't. That's why he's walking around in a local park where he lives, making it look like he's out there in the woods. It's the visual effect. It's like the city behind me. I'm out there looking like I'm looking through the woods, but really I'm just walking through a local park.
You ever watch Walking? I think it's Walking Tall. You ever watch that movie?
There, I'm walking in the woods.
Years ago.
Where he rolls up with the 2x4 and he knocks out the tail light and says, "Your tail light's out."
Yep.
Yeah.
So the police could do that, and he could say, "This is what happened," and there's no credibility there.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be afraid to step foot in Sumner County, especially.
Yeah, he can't.
After
he'll
talking,
get arrested. That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, they after previous experience, if someone reports that a known someone on probation or a felony is going down there, they will be on the lookout.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely.
Just like they did Bullhorn Betty.
Yeah, exactly. The Tennessee, there's certain things I've noticed Tennessee law enforcement does not mess around. You do not want to get on their bad side.
No, you definitely don't. I know that facts.
Well, and it's like I'll always go back to what police agency or force wants one missing person on their book. They don't. If there was information for them to be able to solve the case, or
they would be, we wouldn't be here today.
Right. And if there was shit that they could tell us, because when you're dealing, if it is an abduction, which I feel, and they need to keep quiet about a lot of shit.
Yeah, they're not going to be coming out with bullcrap.
Exactly.
They're going to be quiet. They're not going to want no one to know anything. They're not going to be telling Seth anything.
Tony, they're not going to be telling Tony.
Especially knowing you're on
that dog in them either.
Especially knowing you're on YouTube, going on the news, they're not telling you anything. Even if they were like, "Hey, we think we might have something," they're not saying nothing. Like they're just not going to.
It's a liability for them to say stuff like that. It could damage the case.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then when, that's all I'm saying. Like, that's why I wanted to play that article again tonight, because it's like, okay, we had to take it away last night. That's fine. We'll go ahead and approach it in a new direction. That way the information can get out there. It's an older article, but there's two sources right there, local news, that are showing you exactly what this person is capable of. And you even heard the lawyers discussing the tendencies and the characteristics of the individual. So it's like, bro, we all have backgrounds. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? Don't come out the gate and start acting like your shoes are the only shoes that
High Almighty.
You know what I mean? No, just stop, dude, and quit making these fucking lives about just about nothing. Quit comparing.
Well, his lives say they start off with like searches or searching
up, the latest information, shit like that. It's like, no, just stop, man. And number one, just quit trashing on everybody, because everybody, whether it's a content creator that's just chilling behind a desk, or people, that are out there on location, every bit of it makes a difference. And so you just need to quit trashing on everybody, man. There are some people out there, don't get me wrong, because we've all been attacked by those channels.
Oh, dude, it's messed up.
All of us up here have been attacked by those channels that just talk nothing but nonsense,
negativity,
and bullshit, and hate, and misinformation,
false accusations.
You know what I mean? Just to get the whole attention or whatever,
just to get it stirred up.
Come on, man. There's better things that you can do with your time.
I've noticed a lot of those channels, like I hate to say Dolly, for instance, but they'll talk about Dolly whenever he's like on a roll. Like they'll bring up his name.
I like Dolly.
Oh, I love Dolly. Yeah. I'm just saying they'll have a it'll say like Dolly Vision, and then some negativity, and they're trying to get traction off of his name.
Yeah.
And they'll say like tragedy this, tragedy that, and then like there was some about you, me.
Oh yeah.
It's just,
Oh yeah.
and they'll see the height. They'll see whatever channel's getting traction off it, no matter what it is, and then they'll talk negative about them. There's like three of them, and they all kind of get together, and then they try to, and they kind of grab a couple people here, a couple people there, but I think most people see through that, and they're like, usually they come over and subscribe to us, and they're just like, hey, happy to be here.
Well, who wants to, you know what I'm saying? Like, who wants to go to a party where everybody's in a nasty mood?
Well, it's all negative. Like everything
Don't
is
you want to
negative.
go to a party where everybody's having fun and laughing and having a good time and accomplishing a goal? You know, we you know, before I even start my show, I'm dealing with real life shit that isn't always the most beautiful thing in the world. But you know what? When I'm on the show, I try and promote peace, positivity, and progress, no matter what I'm going through in my personal life.
Overcome and
nice
persevere.
because when I'm on the show, I'm thinking about the show and not about all this other negative shit going on in my life. So it's a place for all of us to be able to get away from the negativity of the real world, come here, make a difference, help in the real world, get rid of all the negativity, and really just try and all do it
and
together.
bring something to the table.
Do it together. Yeah, even people, even the people that aren't even comfortable enough to say anything in chat, you're still helping because you're a view.
You're here.
It's more awareness, and it helps bring more awareness.
Exactly.
So, even those people, nothing but appreciation. Now, this is I've been wanting to get into this for a few shows. I've been telling you I've been wanting to get into it for a few shows. We're finally getting into it tonight. This is an episode that JLR did about Miss Robin. Okay. And it goes along with everything I was talking about at the beginning of the show. So if you're just coming in late, definitely check out the beginning. You'll see where we're coming from. And this is to show you it was the same kind of I'm going to call it propaganda. It's the same kind of propaganda that was being spewed back then when it was turned around on me, which was a bunch of BS. So here's JLR. He did a great video about it a few months ago. Go sub to him if you're not. Here's the link. I'm sure you are, but here's the link if you're not. And I want to say shout out to him for doing this, because a lot of people were thinking one narrative, and it's like, no, this lady is a loose cannon, y'all.
Law investigates. Good morning. We're talking about the Sebastian Rogers case today. I wonder how Katie Proudfoot is feeling about today, Mother's Day. And we're talking about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. See a lot of people in the chat this morning. Where's everyone from? Drop where you're from. I see I've already seen some people say I'm from all these countries all around the world. It's not just the United States. People watch JLR Investigates. It's people from all around the world. And we're all here together trying to get answers. We seek justice for victims out there. We hold evil accountable for. We're boots on the ground. We bring awareness to cases throughout the world, throughout the United States. See, a lot of people from all over the place. Scotland, Sweden, look at that. South Africa, all over the place, in many, many cities in the United States of America. And a lot of people want to know about this particular case here. We've been invested in this case. We've been speaking about this case for over 2 months now. We're talking about the case of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, 15 years old with autism. He was reported missing during the early morning hours of February 26, 2024 by his mom, Katie Lynn Proudfoot, and his dad, Christopher, or his stepdad, Christopher Andrew Proudfoot. They both made a three-way call to the Sumner County's Sheriff's Office about 6:20 a.m., according to Chris Proudfoot, to report Sebastian missing. They claim that Sebastian just vanished out of the house. They claim that Sebastian walked out of the front door onto the porch barefooted and just vanished. It's a mystery, folks, and we still do not have answers with this case. But this case has been centered around a lot of drama and controversy, a lot of mud being thrown back and forth between the Proudfoots and the Rogers side of the family. And it's not just Seth, folks. We're going to talk about Seth's mother, who is Robin Rogers, who is Sebastian's grandmother, because the internet is a little bit upset right now with Robin Rogers. And we're talking about her right here. This is Sebastian's grandmother. And this, there was a video and some photos taken. She was out there searching with Seth and with some group of individuals. She is from Texas, and she claims she's made multiple trips up there searching for Sebastian. But people are a little bit upset with her and a little bit curious about some statements she made. Well, she's made a lot of statements online. She's been in the groups. She's been on YouTube, in the chats. And she's said a lot of things so far with this case. Actually, to be honest, she kind of set the ball at the beginning of the stages to, call out the Proudfoots. She was pretty much the catalyst who started hey, Christopher Proudfoot, Katie, we're not afraid of you. You're hiding things. And, what do you know? And kind of deal. And kind of got people like, okay, it's the Proudfoots. It's the Proudfoots, with Seth Rogers' mom leading the charge. But I want to show you something very interesting because I titled this video, Grandma Failed Sebastian. And this is what people are talking about. People are talking about a few things Robin Rogers has said. And they're talking about this particular post that Robin Rogers, and she kind of followed up with this, right?
And this is why I've been asking this whole time, what would be the reason that Seth could get in trouble? Excuse me. What would be the reason that Seth can get in trouble at his job if Grandma had reported the abuse she was supposedly being told from Sebastian about the Proudfoots? Because it doesn't make sense. Watch.
Right? And there was a post.
I still don't understand it.
Apparently, Robin Rogers does go on YouTube channels. She goes in the chats, right? And apparently she went on. They're saying that she went on this.
And that's her because I blocked her ass. And I know. That's her. There was a lot more than one time, and there were a lot more other abuses. Sebastian told me that he swore me to secrecy. That's bullshit.
YouTube channel, Terry Lynn. And Terry Lynn is the person at the top. She's been out there looking. She got a lot of videos out there.
Yeah, if you want to experience a toxic ass fucking chat, go there. Right?
Man, if she was sworn to secrecy, what grandma doesn't say, hey, honey, we're going to get this taken care of?
You go tell, listen, that's your grandson. That's abuse.
Yeah.
Stop the abuse.
My grandma would be all like, if she's still alive. I can't see a grandma. I can't see a grandkid saying, hey, grandma, this is what happened. Even however it's told. Something would happen to that person, or the police would be involved.
Even if he swears you to secrecy, you know what? It's called call the fucking local authorities and stop the damn abuse so he doesn't have to keep more secrets.
That's what I'm saying. You might say, honey, you can tell me anything. I won't tell anybody. But
who cares?
Do the right thing.
I wouldn't even tell him. He's not an adult. I wouldn't even tell him I'm going to go to the authorities. Fuck that. If I have a grandchild one day that's coming up to me and saying, please don't say nothing, I'm fucking saying something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because I don't want that kid, I don't give a
keep
fuck.
Over and over and over.
Right. To keep going through that? No, not at all. And so when she was called out for it, her response was, well, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want it to ruin Seth's job.
Well, it's like you're just as guilty then.
Like, what are you talking about? That's why I've been asking for all these months, ever since I watched the show, because he'll cover it. Ever since I watched this episode from JLR, I'm sitting there asking people, and I still have yet to see anybody give me a freaking answer. What would be the reason that Seth would have something fucked up happen with his work where he could lose his job if you told the abuse that the Proudfoots were doing according to Sebastian and what you're saying? Nothing. They're not going to do anything to Seth, dude. It's like the dumbest. It's just like, oh, well, CJ was supposed to be muted. He did it on purpose.
Yeah, don't take responsibility.
same
Just
kind of
pass the
shit.
blame.
It's the same kind of shit, man. But seriously, what? That's your reason for not going to authorities? Watch, you'll see. Because she'll get called out for it, and you'll see her reason. And it's like, what?
Of searching for Sebastian. Go check out. And she's boots on the ground. She's a local there. I met her in person. She's actually a very nice person. And supposedly, now I'm saying this is Robin Rogers. Some people might.
You guys, this was 3 months ago.
Yeah,
right? This is when we started pulling back because of all the toxicity, and she started, you know, that's when all of it started. That's why we've been kind of like done watching the bullshit, and we're going back out there because this right here. Go ahead, bro.
Who did he say was a nice person?
T.O.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna leave that.
This was 3 months ago, you guys. This was May 12th. All right, this was almost 5 months ago. All right, just a couple days from 5 months ago.
I'm sure there's people in chat that are a fan, and I get every time I say something about this person or someone else, people get so angry. I'm just like, look, I can go to Walmart and pull up to the front door and be like, hold on a minute,
right?
Let me get the newspaper,
Right?
and then sit, like, I'm sorry.
Like
if that's what y'all
you're
wanted.
you're local and you're driving for 3 fucking hours before you even get out. But you're searching,
Pulling up at shopping centers.
That's people that.
That's what makes it's frustrating. Dude,
Yeah.
I would rather if someone if you had Jim Bob.
Always doing that.
If you had Jim Bob out in the woods, like not knowing anything, just kind of searching and was like actually trying to search, but not doing a great job, I would be like, thank you for trying.
Yeah.
Like at least trying. Like looking at different areas, but just kind of like, I don't see nothing. At least they would be trying. But to go to Walmart and just kind of be like, well, let's go to the shopping center and I'll pull up in the rain at 2 a.m. and sit there.
Right.
And singing.
Crowdsourcing.
Yeah,
that's the new term for it. Crowdsourcing.
It's just sad.
Ruck, I want to say thank you so much. Contribution call out, Ruck. Appreciate the gifted membership. If you were gifted the membership from Ruck, please say thank you. Appreciate that very much. Thank you for the support. Yeah. This was old. So, like I said, if you want to go to a toxic ass fucking chat, that's your destination. So there's your shout out, T.O. Shouted you out.
Say it's
go ahead,
Don't
man.
say anything negative because you'll get booted.
I don't give a shit. I don't even go in there, man. I don't. Like I said,
No, I'm talking
I'm
about
trying to spend time around peace and positivity. I'm not trying to spend time around.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
I'm not either. I'm just saying if other people that are in your chat try to go in there, don't say anything negative. You'll get booted.
I don't go into anyone's chat except for Dolly Vision. Whenever he's saying something positive, I'm like, I'll say something. I'm like, heck yeah, Dolly, keep it going.
I would. Who knows? Maybe one time we can get him to come hang out some night or something.
I hope he's doing all right.
Yeah. He looks like he's doing better, man. He's got his woman next to him. You know, you know what I mean? It does take a lot of energy, but if you're just sitting there, really, it does help after a while because, you know, doing what we do, you're so used to having to be by the camera all the time, behind the camera all the time that you kind of, I don't know, it's almost like a piece of you's missing when you're not actually live in a way. Yeah. So I could say, he does. He looks like he's doing better and taking it slow. You have to take it slow, and definitely gave us all a kind of, you know, double take with our own, you know, the boundaries that we go. You know, I'm even like, dude, you know, I need to kind of settle the hell down than what I was doing the last 3 months because really,
there's a way to do it, and you should push, but maybe not push as much as we pushed.
Yeah,
Especially
not as hard.
Yeah.
Especially when it's 105 degrees. Like I think whenever you start to get a little, I don't want to say the word's tired, but stay hydrated, and then you should have like a resting period, no matter what.
Pay
And
more attention to your body.
A detox period in the head too.
Yep.
You know, because we do a lot of work outside the shows and stuff, and you know, we have to have that detox period. That's why I started doing some gaming over at the lounge, because I'm like, I gotta detox somehow. And
Right.
this is the best way to do it. I'm comfortable behind the camera. I get to be behind the camera, and I get to not even think, you know, kind of like the real life shit. I don't have to think about the true crime stuff for a little bit. I can just, you know, have fun and laugh and have a good time. So, but yeah, he's going to get into that, and that was my biggest question. Like, what would be the reason? I don't know. Can anybody tell me? Can you guys give me an idea of what would be the reason why Seth would get in trouble if she went to the authorities and told them about the supposed abuse that Sebastian was telling her?
I'm not even sure I want to speculate.
Go ahead, bro, because I can't think of anything, and maybe, you know, like maybe you saying something will make me go, okay, I understand it, and then I won't ask so damn much. But yeah, go ahead, man.
I mean, for him to lose his job.
I mean, what? We're talking about the abuse from the Proudfoot's home, according to Gma.
Yeah, so there technically should be no connection.
Has nothing to do with Seth.
Like besides Sebastian.
Unless he knew something was going on in the Proudfoot home and didn't do something about it.
Dude, how could what again, what parent or grandparent could be cool with fucking abuse going on?
I agree with you 100%.
So, I mean, okay, Busby, you know what? Before tonight, I had no idea of what you gave me a reason on why he could get in trouble, because what if he did know? You're absolutely right, bro.
I mean,
what if he did know and he didn't say nothing? And when they go, because what happens when there's, you know, abuse going on, they have counselors involved. They take reports and then they discuss it with each family member if they're not involved in the abuse, correct?
Typically, they try to separate the kid.
You get interviewed too.
Yeah.
Everybody gets interviewed, period.
The reason I say that, CJ, is because Grandma's already stated she knew stuff that she wasn't going to say anything about because it'll get people in trouble.
So she's just guilty. That's my thing.
So, yeah. So, who's to say Seth didn't know the same thing?
Or Seth would retaliate? I mean,
I could see that.
I could, but dude, this is your. Oh my gosh! And this is a dad that had full custody. Yo, I can't do it. I can't think that shit is possible. I can't do it.
I would either have somebody do something for that child, or I'd do it myself.
God, I just can't, dude. Like,
there's
you know,
no way I would ignore it at all.
Like, I had to deal with not only keeping from predators, but also when I got full custody, then all of a sudden I had to do protection orders and shit because mom didn't want to pay child support, didn't want to have nothing to do, but she wanted to sit there and send threatening messages all day about kidnapping. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that's what I had to go through. That's what I had to protect.
Right.
And I'm sitting here and I'm supposed to think that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm supposed to sit there and think.
Well, it's the
This
choice.
is possible.
It sounds like she made the choice to be Sebastian's friend instead of Sebastian's protector.
How?
You know, she chose that over.
How?
I don't,
because you know damn well what they're going to do is they're going to bring Sebastian in. Number one, they're going to sit him down with a counselor, and they're going to find out the stuff that's going on. And hello, they're not going to go to the house and go, okay, we need you to prove this. No, they're going to be like, you know what? We're going to put him somewhere until our investigation is done.
Right.
I just don't see how any. Yes, I had full custody of my daughter when she was 10 years old. I was awarded full custody. It took me 3 years. I represented myself in court and got full custody.
Props to you, because there's not a lot of men
And
that'll.
I didn't have any help from fucking mom. Mom wasn't around. In fact, she created more of a chaotic situation because I had to sit there and fucking live my life like she could be abducted at any fucking moment, and I had to live like that for all those fucking years. So I can't sit there and think that anybody is gonna, because when I found out that my daughter was being abused, what the fuck do you think I did?
Oh yeah.
I reached out to lawyers. How can I get full custody?
Yep.
Every fucking lawyer that I went to, every fucking lawyer that I went to wanted a $15,000 retainer. I don't have 15,000 fucking dollars, but you know what I do have? I have a lot of fucking drive and determination. And I sat there and I learned how to create my own legal documents. I learned how to represent myself in court. I learned how to be my own damn lawyer so I could make sure that my daughter was not in that household around that abuse one more fucking day that she needed to be, because it gave me fucking nightmares the first day that I found out that she was going through that shit. So I cannot see how any family member could sit there and hear this shit and not tell somebody. I don't understand it. I can't fathom it. I can't do it. I can't even think that it's real.
Yeah,
I can't.
Well, not everybody does the right thing, man.
There's no way in hell that I would keep something like that secret.
I just don't get it, you guys. I just don't. And it's bothered me because I'm not in the Facebook groups. I don't sit here and look at what Robin's going around spread. I don't look at these fucking Facebook groups, okay? Because I got real work to do. I'm not saying that not real work ain't in there, but listen, it's a dime a, I mean, it's just a needle in a haystack trying to find something that's credible and that can give you a direction. You know what I'm saying? And otherwise, we need to focus our efforts. The people that are really about it need to focus our efforts on the real work, and that's what we do. And so when I came across this and JLR did this video and I sat there and I seen this and I go, what the hell? And that's where I've been coming from this whole time. You know, a lot of people didn't even know about the shit, you know, with the custody stuff. They've known I had custody, you know. She's grown up, you know, out there in the world, creating her own path. You know what I'm saying? But it's like to sit there and tell you guys, like, look, I had to go through this shit of like living 8 fucking years where I had to sit there and think that any second of the fucking day, whether it was when I was sleeping, whether it was when I was at work, or when I was, you know, she was at school, even when I'm sleeping at night, I had to sit there and think, oh my gosh, is she going to bust in a window and try and kidnap her? You know, it was a living freaking nightmare for 8 years. And then for me to hear this, it's like, dude, what the hell is wrong? Yeah, I had nightmares. It was so bad, you guys. I had a patch in my fucking head that quit growing hair. Yeah, I lost my hair. It was
so
like
stressed out.
This weird oval that was like not even like where I was gonna go bald or something. It was like in the middle, off to the right of my fucking head. I couldn't grow hair anymore for like 3 fucking years, dude. It was crazy. It was literally crazy. It's why I became so hardcore about the peace, positivity, and progress, and always giving everybody 150. Because when I first started living through that shit, I was living in some dark fucking days, man. And if I didn't think that way, I might not even exist today because of the dark fucking days I was having, because of all the hoops that they were making me jump through. 3 years, man, of hoops that I had to jump through just because I was a father trying to get custody from the mother, even though the mother was getting arrested for fighting fucking cops and abusing her. You know, It's like, what the hell, dude? Yeah, it was some dark fucking days, man. Some dark fucking days. It's gotta be one. You always gotta find a positive in any negative situation because you can't let your emotions control.
You have to overcome those emotions and then
Exactly.
stick to what the positivity, like you said, and then think for the long haul. Because if you let the little stuff bother you,
Yeah.
and then it just multiplies. So you got to think for the long haul. What is best for you, your daughter, whatever. It doesn't have to be like as far as family, but the long haul.
Well, and to make it simplistic too, don't sit there and get pissed off because you're on your way to work and you got a flat tire and you have to change it in the rain.
Yeah.
Think about, you know what? Maybe there's a reason that I got the flat tire because if my car was going down, I might not be here anymore because I might have got into an accident from somebody that blew a light you know,
That's
you
what I always
just
say.
never know.
I have this thing, like even when things are going bad, things are breaking, I just tell myself I'm where I'm supposed to be in this, at this time. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Even if it means the car blew up or whatever it was. Because if not, you'll be,
Everything happens for a reason.
Exactly.
And you just got to make sure that you try and be the best person you can be every single moment of the day because we don't know if we're
we
going to
don't
be
know.
here the next day,
We don't know.
We don't.
And there's not enough people in this fucking world that give a damn about other people either.
Life is too short, man.
Yeah.
That's why I enjoy all the little moments. You have to, because if you think about the future too much, like obviously you have to plan for the future, but you also got to live life now. So life is finite, not infinite.
Exactly. So I don't understand what it's about, but he'll get into it. You'll see what I'm saying. And like I said, when you see a lot of the stuff that was being spewed out there, you go back to the beginning of the video of the show tonight. If you're just joining, you'll see what I'm talking about when it comes to the narrative and how I'm showing you guys that it's the same freaking thing. And after because we're going to be doing a lot of Sebastian stuff here, and I'm just putting this shit, I know there's a lot of new people. I know there's a certain narrative out there back then about, from this particular individual that's on the screen here, the screenshot. And it's just like, you know what? Let's get it done with. Let's get it over with. Let's move the F on. And because we're going to be given a ton of effort, and I'm not trying to like have to waste my time and go back through some of this stuff just for people to really understand like what the hell's taking place. Because if it happened before, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to happen again. And I want you all to understand what it is before it happens, because you're dealing with an individual that is doing shit like this.
It's not Robin, but I'm going to show you something else after this. And this is what Robin Rogers said on an old video of Terry Lynn, probably about a month back. There was a lot more than one time, and there were a lot more other abuses. Sebastian told me that he swore me to secrecy. And people are like, what? People are like, what? What did Sebastian tell the grandmother? And supposedly, before Sebastian vanished, he met his grandmother numerous times. He was visiting his grandmother, or had talked to his grandmother on the phone. I'm still unclear about what, the way their way they were together. But apparently Sebastian told the grandmother things, and supposedly Sebastian told the grandmother about abuse that was going on, assumingly in the Proudfoot home, but it could have been abused on Seth's side too. I don't know. But the grandmother seems like she didn't report it and she didn't say anything. And it got a lot of people disturbed because it's like the grandma knew something was going on and the grandma didn't report it. Now, she followed up with another post, and I want to share this. And this is Robin. This is on her Facebook. She is in the Facebook groups. And she said this: you can stop all the speculating. I did not tell my son because my grandson asked me not to. I was the only person that Sebastian felt like he could say anything. If I had broke his confidence, he would never have been able to speak to me again about everything and anything. He was protecting his dad. He did not want his dad to do anything that would harm himself or his career. Do I regret not telling him? You bet I do. But had I told him, Sebastian would have never trusted me again. So stop your speculating. I beat myself up enough. You do not need to beat me up too.
What the fuck? When I saw this, I was like, what?
The fuck?
I said, what?
The fuck?
You guys can stop your speculating. I did not tell my son because my grandson asked me not to. I was the only person that Sebastian felt like he could say anything to. If I had broke his confidence, he would never have been able to speak to me again about everything. And maybe if you would have broke his fucking confidence, he wouldn't have had to
Exactly.
tell you anything anymore. You see how that works? And again, he did not want his dad to do anything that would harm himself or his career. How in the fuck would Sebastian know that it could do anything with his employment? How does that make sense?
That doesn't add up.
You're putting that on Sebastian too?
Yeah,
Well, if Sebastian would have told me I could say something, then I would have said something. And he said he didn't want his dad to get in trouble from his career. So you're putting it on Sebastian.
And that's where you got to be the friend or the protector. You know, that's the way I think about it, at least. You can only be your child's friend for so long before you actually have to be the parent and do parent things or grandparent things.
Dude, it didn't take rocket science for me to figure out what I needed to do on my side. You know what I mean? It didn't take rocket science. It took love.
Exactly.
Because if you really love, you really care. And when you really care, you go above and beyond.
Exactly. And never mind. I better not say that.
So that's why when I seen this, I was like, how is that even a response?
It's a cop out.
You're putting it on Sebastian.
It's a cop out, my opinion.
I don't understand. Listen, I don't understand what it could have done to ruin his career. So how would Sebastian?
Exactly.
He's 15 years old. He never even had a job. He's never been out in the workforce. How would you even know what to do? Like,
that's not even a good probability.
I just don't. You know, that's why ever since then, I'm just like, man, I don't understand it. And coming from where I came through and what I had to go through myself, being a parent, I'm sitting here going, I don't understand. Fuck your dad's job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Fuck your dad's job.
It wouldn't even be on the table, though. You know what I'm saying? From a kid's perspective, I don't think that part would be on the table.
Yeah, fuck your job. This is abuse, man. This is a child that was already abused prior. And now you're allowing more of it because Sebastian told you not to.
Yeah, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Well, if she's a member, Cherry, that's funny. Because I don't know how she could. She's blocked. So I don't know how I blocked her ass when she kept calling, saying that I was lying and creating misinformation. I was like, honey. No. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and show everybody. I was trying to be cool and not fucking discuss it, but okay. If you want to keep going out to all these shows and saying that CJ's a fucking liar and he manipulates people into getting like secret audio recordings, what other case in 3 fucking years have I given anybody a secret audio recording? Like, I have a lot of conversations. You know what I'm saying? Not all of them are recorded. If they're recorded, I let the people know because I might need to use it when it comes to giving it to authorities, right? If they don't want to, then I'm going to go ahead and pass the call on. Um, other than that, yeah, I don't get it. So there's even more. Trust me, watch. This is just the beginning of, the whole question I've had for months. And thank you, Busby, for giving us a suggestion that maybe it's because he did know. Because I don't understand what other reason you would get fired or something would happen to your career.
That would make sense, Busby. Something incriminating, like make you guilty.
I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying I was looking for an answer. I was looking for a reason. I was asking the same question for months. Busby, you finally gave me, I'm not saying it's what it is, but I mean, hey, what else is it the possibility? Seriously, type it in chat if you guys, if you guys can think of a possibility.
I mean, we can all speculate, but I couldn't think of anything else that it could be that would affect his job.
Hey, we're in the business of things that don't make sense and trying to make sense of them. You know what I mean?
And people call you crazy until you're right. But yeah,
ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? You don't go walking around telling people you're right. All right, here we go. We're gonna get to some more. Trust me, you're gonna see some of this shit, and you'll see what I'm saying from the beginning of the show.
And people are a little bit outraged by this because it's like, whoa, Sebastian could technically be alive today.
Could be.
If the grandmother would have reported what was going on.
Could be.
What did Sebastian tell Robin Rogers, the grandma? What was he saying? And was he saying anything about what Seth was doing? And the grandma didn't say or report because it could hurt Seth. Or did Sebastian say things that were going on in the Proudfoot home about Chris and Katie or what's going on? And for some reason, she didn't decide to report. But here's the problem, folks. Here's the problem. There's laws out there, folks, ladies and gentlemen. There's laws out there. And they're in the state. She's from Texas. Sebastian lived in Tennessee. And in both states, there's laws. There's mandatory reporting laws. If you are an adult and you observe or something, you're told about abuse, you are required by law to report it to authorities. And not only that, but Robin Rogers is a former healthcare worker.
Right?
Seth's mom, Robin
she's
Rogers,
a mandated, was a mandated reporter.
A nurse. And, I mean, hell, we already talked about some of the charges that she got a while back with kabooms and threats of kabooms with destruction of property. And if y'all missed that, you'll definitely want to go back a few shows. We'll be talking more about it in the future, trust me. But yes, threats of kaboom and flames and destruction of a home. Yeah, it's there.
She is a former retired healthcare worker. I believe she's required by law to report what is going on. What did Sebastian tell her? And was she keeping quiet to protect Seth? Protect Sebastian? I mean, you heard it. And this has got people outraged. It kind of got me outraged too. Because we've always said on JLR Investigates, if you see something, say something. Especially when it comes to the most vulnerable children out there. The children, they're the most vulnerable people out there. They need nurturing. They need help. And sometimes kids actually go and tell certain individuals what's going on. And it's the responsibility of that individual they tell to report.
Yes. It's called
Here
being
it is,
an
folks,
adult.
in Tennessee. Here's just Tennessee.
It's called
Here's the
being
law
an
in
adult.
Tennessee, according to Tennessee Department of Children's Services. You must report CA. Tennessee, everyone in Tennessee is a mandated reporter under state law. Any person with reasonable cause to believe a child is being, or neglected must, under law, immediately report to the Tennessee Department of Children's Services or local law enforcement. The reporter can remain anonymous. She's saying in her post that she didn't report. Why? Why? And it's actually a misdemeanor. If you don't report, it's a misdemeanor. Failure to report is a violation of the law and a Class A misdemeanor, carrying a sentence of up to 3 months imprisonment, a fine, or both. So,
It's
hello?
disgusting. Yeah, hello is right.
Robin Rogers, why didn't Robin Rogers report? And that was Tennessee. Look, Texas has the same code. In Texas, the same thing. Section 261-101, Texas mandatory reporting laws of the Texas Family Code mandate that anyone who suspects that or neglect must report it immediately. The report may be made to any local or state law enforcement agency or the Department of Family and Protective Services. Okay. What in the world's going on here? What in the world is going on here? Because obviously something was going on in the Proudfoot home. And I can say, and I will always say my opinion on what happened to Sebastian. I don't believe Seth Rogers did anything with Sebastian, like kidnap him or take him out of the house. I believe that Katie Proudfoot is the key to all of this. But what I do believe that Katie Proudfoot was very fearful and scared for Sebastian to be put in Seth's hands. I also believe that Chris Proudfoot wanted nothing to do with Sebastian.
I believe that too.
So Katie's stuck in the middle here without, acting irrational, and she doesn't know what to do. And I say that Katie didn't want Sebastian with Seth is because read the court documents, folks. It's no secret. There's bad blood between Katie and Chris. They're not even speaking, or Katie and Seth. They're not even speaking now. They haven't speak. They're not working together. They'll never work together. Katie wants nothing to do with Seth, and Katie doesn't want Sebastian with Seth full time. It's no secret.
And we've known that this whole time. And I believe.
But here's even more. And people wondering. Now, some people might say this whole thing, what I'm talking about. What does this have to do with Sebastian? It has a lot to do with Sebastian because all the players and participants involved, Katie, Chris, and Seth, all have a role in here. What I believe led up to what happened to Sebastian. So, yes, we should be talking about all of them on what led up to Sebastian. Because remember, folks, some people think Sebastian ran away. Well, if he ran away, what did he run away from? What did he run away? What did Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers run away from? Well, maybe what's going on between Chris, Katie, and Seth, or either or, a combination of all. And Sebastian just like, I'm getting away from all of this craziness. I'm getting rid of all this dysfunctional family, which it seems like it is at this point because of all these inconsistent statements, mudslinging, and the things that we just seen in the 2 months. Imagine what has been going back with all these people in the last 20, 30 years. Imagine. Look at all Chris Proudfoot and all the multiple marriages he's going through. We don't even talk about this, folks. We don't talk about it. We haven't really talked about this. But remember, folks, Seth Rogers is 9 years older than Katie Proudfoot. He's 9 years older. Katie Proudfoot is around 34 years old. So Sebastian's 15. Do the math. It seems like Katie got pregnant at about 18, 19 years old. Seth was in his upper 20s. But, folks, there's talk out there that they go back even before that. They go back to when they were together when Katie was like 13 and Seth was in his 20s. early 20s. And there's also talk, folks, that Katie, and I don't know how true it is, you tell me, that Katie or Seth got Katie pregnant when Katie was 14. Around 14, Seth was like 23, and Katie had an abortion. We need to talk about that kind of stuff because it paints a picture of what goes on here. I don't know if you guys read the court documents, and I'm not anti everybody. Well, actually, for reporting on this, I am disgusted with all of them. Me. You might have your own opinions. I don't wish any of them harm, but it's a complete disaster on what happened with all of them. And I think Katie Proudfoot clearly did something with Sebastian, but she did something, I think, because she has all these factors and people around her. That's a complete chaos. It's complete chaos. It really is. But people are outraged about Robin Rogers not report. Robin Rogers was there, by the way. She spoke at a search. I want to share something because she also says something about Sebastian being taken away from her. I'm going to play a clip. This was a clip when they filmed Robin at the search. And I just want to play this because it's hard to hear because I guess whoever recorded this kind of was like secretly recording. I don't know if they were secretly recording, but they're all out in the open. They're all out there on the grass in the open. But this is Robin right here. And she says something interesting. And I'm going to play this.
Sebastian and I have a very special relationship. He loved our bosses. That's why we have him today. This is our second trip out of 10. We have flyers from here's his next reporter. Prayers for these he loves to talk about plants with me. He loves to talk about animals with me. He loves to go fishing. And he would say, you know, Mima, that's our favorite sport, right? Yep, we took him out to golf fishing in Texas. I know, because I'm a better fisher. And after his dad and his mom, I was the third person to ever hold him. And then, yeah, that took him from me. I was there when he was born. I was there the whole time Katie was in labor. 7 days late. Yeah, he
was just waiting on my birthday.
Yeah, he was born on his half-past birthday and his Uncle David's birthday. Yeah.
But we thank everybody for being here and for their prayers and for putting forth the effort to try to find him. This is our second trip up to Texas.
Just all the negativity that's going around needs to stop. It needs to stop.
The negativity is not going to bring my son back.
And, you know, it just needs to stop. And these, you know, the YouTubers, the social media, okay. But if you're
about what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
All right. If you're going to be positive, be positive. If you're going to be negative, you're not welcome.
If you're going to get out here and pound the ground and look for him without your GoPro or whatever, you're going to be out here doing what needs to be done to bring our grandson home. We appreciate it. But if you're out there just making money, stay away. Stay away. Yeah, my grandson's not pretty.
All right, so folks, here's the thing though. From the beginning, she and Seth was really the ones that set all the internet people in motion to go at the Proudfoots.
Right.
Like Seth, but then at the same time, they're saying, stop with the drama.
Right.
It's like wishy-washy behavior. It's like basically contradicting yourself. You set the ball in motion on the Proudfoots, and then you backtrack. And then you do it again. And then you backtrack. And you play these games with everyone's emotions. And I'm serious. Like, look, go back to all the statements that Robin Rogers has made. All the statements. Look, she posted this March 23rd in a Facebook group. Robin Rogers. Yet another lie exposed. Chris Proudfoot has said on multiple interviews that he has left the door open for me to contact them. I will admit that I left a very emotional message on 3/16, her Facebook Messenger, and tell her to tell the truth for the first time in her life. I did. Tell her that if anything has happened to my grandson, I will push for the death penalty. Yesterday, I received the following from Katie Proudfoot. Robin, please do not contact us again. Your messages have all been forwarded to law enforcement, as well as this request for you to no longer contact us. Forward whatever you like, KP. I am the one very angry grandmother, and you are not out there looking for my grandson. I am not afraid of the Proudfoot family or the little man you married to. This country has something called freedom of speech. Look it up.
See this crap?
Oh, there's many messages that she put in groups. But when people get those messages, that's when people are like, look, the Proudfoots, they did it. Robin Rogers is calling them out. The Proudfoots are not cooperating. The Proudfoots are sending threats to Seth's grandma or Seth's mom. Tracy Glover, shut your mouth. He was asked if he knew anything about the abuse that Chris was putting Sebastian through. He has tried multiple times to get Sebastian, but Katie manipulates people. If you can't say something constructive, shut your mouth. I'm tired of all the negativity and mud racking. It is not constructive, and it does not help to bring Sebastian home. We are all very tired of our tempers, and our nerves are very short. If people cannot say things that add to finding Sebastian, they should just keep it to themselves. I will not tolerate you trying to make Seth look like a bad guy, because he has been nothing but excellent father to his son. So she got triggered by somebody calling out Seth on that particular post. But she says a lot of things in a lot of posts.
A lot.
She made a post here. First and foremost, want to thank everyone for their prayers, and especially those who have put boots on the ground looking for my grandson. I see a lot of people thinking that things have been manipulated and feeling sorry for the mother and stepdad. The biggest manipulator of information in this whole scenario is Chris Proudfoot. He accuses YouTubers of manipulating info. Well, he's the biggest spinner of them all.
See?
He thinks there's three sides to every truth. No, there's not three sides to every truth. There's three sides to every story, but only one side to the truth. I am so frustrated and angry. I spoke to my grandson at least 2 times a month and many times in between. He told me a lot of things that I'm sure Chris Proudfoot does not want me to put out there. Again, she's saying things that Sebastian told her that she doesn't want to be put out there.
Putting on
but
Sebastian.
She's obligated by law to put that stuff out there. I have not spoken to TBI at this point. However, I think this will change this week if info is not provided that brings my grandson home. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth needs to be put out there. When you tell the truth, the whole truth, stories don't change, timelines don't change, facts come out. If you want to feel sorry or sad or bad for someone, think about Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers. Sebastian is his whole life, his reason for being. And maybe you should look into the Katie's, here's what she says, and maybe you should look into the Katie's background in her family. She's telling everyone to look into Katie's background and family.
See that?
And her history of making
so it all started from her,
to do her bidding.
Dude, that's what I've been trying to tell people.
And like her saying that
she's the one that's been starting all the drama in the
like
beginning.
over the bridge into the water. Like now I'm seeing where everybody's came up with all the conclusions of what happened to him.
Yeah. Great video by JLR. He broke it down in 33 minutes. And I'm telling you right now, because when I seen it, and then the shit happened to me, I was like, it's the same. It's the same script. Put the shit out there, back away from it, and act like other people are creating it. Like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Throw the shit out there, somebody walks in it, and then you back away and say that they're the ones that put the shit there.
If you look back in Facebook at that time, whenever she was doing all that, there wasn't that big of a divide between one side or the other
No.
at all until that started.
Yep. Yeah.
Then it was choose a side.
Right. Right. And automatically put all this negativity towards Chris and Katie.
Uh-huh.
Because we're back then, we're sitting there going, whoa, a grandma's saying this shit. You wouldn't think a grandma would be doing this shit, right? You don't.
You wouldn't think.
But then time shows the real of individuals, and you're like, well, yeah, she was spouting a bunch of shit. And when it happens to you and it's being spun a certain way, you're like, whoa, I know more than anybody what the fuck the lies that can be spread from this individual. So that's why everything in the beginning of the show, the bullshit C&D, how Seth couldn't name the reasons of what I did to him for him to get a C, and for me to get one, didn't even bring me up because he knows there was nothing that I fucking did, and it was grandma pushing it. Because grandma was the one coming in before I blocked her ass, sitting there telling, you need to quit talking about this. You're a liar and you manipulated. And this, I'm like, yo, lady, just because you have a missing grandchild doesn't give you the right to treat people like shit. You don't have a card that gives you the right to treat people like shit.
Exactly.
Or make up lies. You don't no. And in fact, all you're doing is you're the one that's hindering real effective shit from happening. Because look at all that misinformation that was being, and listen, I don't have sides. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I think he was abducted, and I don't think any of the parents did anything, uh, as the abduction. You know what I mean? So I'm coming from a side where I don't even think that any of them were involved, other than somebody letting their son play video games unsupervised that had internet access that could go to pedophiles. But besides that, I don't think, so I don't think that any of them are involved. So, as you're sitting here and you're listening to that and you're hearing all the negative shit, think about in the very beginning when there's a lot of people that were just talking so much shit. And I get it. Things are suspicious. There's some things that are suspicious. But at the same time, like we've said, who says that the mom didn't, like what if she didn't have anything to do with it and she just lost her fucking shit, man? Just lost her shit. And the reason Chris is so pissed off is because he's trying to hold her together, hold everything else together, and trying to keep it all together so his shit don't fall apart, and then they all
Right.
just fall apart, right? We
Yeah,
don't
and then
know.
accused of this or that and being attacked by all sides. And I can see where they're stressful. I can see where he, would be an asshole to people because of all that shit going on at once.
I mean, some of the words that you're using, you know what I mean? It's, that kind of shows your soul already. I'm not going to say he's an upstanding soul, because there's certain words I don't even fucking use around a female or towards a female or talk about a female in that manner, even if it's another dude I'm talking to. There's just certain words I don't say.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? If you say those things, it just shows who you are. I'm not saying he's a upstanding individual, but what I'm saying is I could see how the dude would be losing his shit too.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I'm not saying that I would go out and have a drink with a guy, but I'm saying, I can understand if that's a scenario or the situation where he'd be stressed out.
Oh, I'd be geeking. I'd be wanting to take everybody's head off.
Yeah.
you know. And then you see the stuff that's being spewed about the Proudfoots. You aren't going to tell me that the mom's not going to feed that shit to Seth, and then Seth is going to treat them a certain way. So then there's conflict between the families.
Oh, most definitely.
Because you know, if she's out there saying this shit, she's feeding that shit into his ear hardcore. You know it.
Yeah, she's probably yakking his ear off big time.
Yeah, and he's hearing all these things, you know, about shit that could be a possibility. And when you're in that position, you probably take everything into possibility because you don't know where to go or what to do. And just to even entertain those thoughts, man, like those are thoughts that I really had to entertain because I got the reports from the counselors when the abuse was first being noticed, and I saw the shit that was going on according to what she was saying and talking about, and it gave me fucking nightmares, yo. I can imagine what he because you know that's just what's being posted on Facebook. That's not the extra blown out of proportion shit. That's already blown out of proportion what you're seeing on the screen. But you can't I could imagine she blew it way more out of proportion to him, to where he was thinking some ugly ass shit that he probably shouldn't have even had to. It's just you know, and then treating the other side a certain way because you're hearing your mom say this shit. Sebastian told me this, and you're not going to think mom's lying to me, you know. Sebastian told me this. Sebastian told me this.
Right.
He's going to be like, damn, mom, fuck, this shit was really going on.
Yeah, why didn't you tell me sooner?
I mean, it's just you got to look at the source. And so it's like you can sit up there all day and demand that people quit talking negative and make it about positive and all this other shit. But yo, you got to be about the right thing before you do the right thing. And when you do the right thing, people know you're about the right thing. Time will always show the true colors of any individual. Period.
That's
And it's shown. It's shown, you know, what could take place. There's more stuff that she's putting out there too, man. You know, and I'm sorry that we've kind of went into this a lot more than I anticipated tonight. We were going to go into some other things. We'll probably put that to the next show with the lights and the dispatch and stuff, because we need to. I think we almost need to have its own show for that. So I'm gonna discuss a couple other things instead tonight, and then in the next show. I'm thinking Monday night is when we're going to be having another show for Sebastian. And by the way, if you want to come support tomorrow, we're having the Justice for Micah protest. I was there for 3 months. I've had to come back to the studio financial wise, but a couple other protesters, the organizer, and one of the other ladies that helps the organizer reached out to me a few days ago, asked me if I would host them as they're live at the Justice for Micah protest because they appreciate the coverage that I do. And so I gladly told them I would, and anything that they needed, I would help them out. So if you want to help us bring any justice for Micah and awareness to it, please come hang out with us tomorrow. It will be early, 7:30 a.m. Central. It's always been early when we were out there. But it's going to be lasting for a few hours, and they always start right before service starts. So if you don't mind and you're not doing anything tomorrow, come hang out with us and bring awareness for Micah. All right, we're going to check out some more of these text messages. There's some more of them, and then we're going to get into let me see here. I want to get more into what Mr. Hatman is talking about. We're going to get back to that here in a few.
I think you'll find some interesting facts will come out. For now, please keep Sebastian's name and face out there. Please help me find my grandson. His dad is beside himself and needs closure. So in this statement, she's saying that Sebastian told her things and she doesn't want to get out, or she didn't put it out there. Chris doesn't want me to put it out there. Well, what is it? What is it? And then also she's telling people to dig into Katie's family's background. But then, folks, I want to show you something. But then, just a few weeks later, she's telling people no one should go in anyone's background. After she already told everyone to go into Katie's background. So
you see this?
What does that mean?
It's a pattern.
Boy,
She made this post just yesterday or the day before.
Go ahead, buddy. Sorry.
So, boy, he came with all the receipts.
That's what I'm saying. And he packed it into 33 minutes. That's why it's a great episode. I've shouted it out this whole time ever since, we've been talking Sebastian and it came out. Because seriously, when you get personally attacked by the same individual for something you didn't even do, it's the same situation. Throw the fucking shit out there. Somebody else walks in it. You back away and say, "You don't do that."
Yeah.
It's exactly what takes place. And this is a perfect example. And this is why I always, I've been talking about playing this episode because it really is important. And it's really important for you guys to see what I was saying in the beginning and then everything that he put together here in this 33-minute video. So here's the link to it. Go show it some love if you haven't yet. Go drop a trophy or a heart. Drop a like. Go show some love. Tell them you came over here from us if you haven't. And it was a great video. Seriously. Very well put together. Bam, 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 bam. Appreciate him, Magnolia, and all the hard work that they do out there in the community.
And in this post, she put number 3. It does more harm than good to keep delving into everyone's background. So come on, man. Stop playing games and stop calling out the Proudfoots and then saying that YouTubers and TikTokers are starting the drama when it's Grandma the one that started the drama.
Nick the Hat?
It's Grandma that puts these statements out and then backtracks and then puts more statement out and then backtracks and then puts out allegations that Chris and Katie, the biggest manipulators of them all, whatever. You heard what she said.
Yep.
And then has the audacity to blame it on YouTubers, TikTokers, Facebook groups. Not only that, but she's the one that set the ball in motion. Remember the big rumor out, the outrage everyone had at Chris Proudfoot tearing down signs or whatever like that. She's the one that put that info out there for everyone to hear.
Yep.
About the signs being torn down. Remember they said that was a big controversy and everyone was like, "Oh, how dare you, Chris, for taking signs."
See what I'm saying? After that episode, it just started this whole shit storm, and I'm sitting there going, well, I don't even know. I didn't even what?
Yeah,
I'm too busy searching.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right there.
Of Sebastian down. Well, it was the grandma that was telling people that. So the grandma is basically part of all this craziness that we have up to this point. And I say that. Now, if you guys disagree, show me why you disagree. Say in the chat.
You can't disagree because we just played you the fucking video in the beginning of the episode, people. You can't. You can't. You can't.
Yeah, there's no
disagreeing. Why you disagree?
What?
There's no disagreeing with that. I mean, she wanted the information out there. She's like, I'll fix this dude. I'll fix it. Yeah.
A dude that's really cares and is trying to do everything he can.
CJ.
Not even a local, driving 3 hours each fucking way, going there, driving back and forth every fucking day just to try and help, And not even riding in my car while I'm there. I'm getting out and searching.
Actually looking.
Right. Yeah, man.
It's super clear. She was watching your live. CJ. And they're like, listening.
There's no proof, you guys. There was never any proof, Chris. There was no video of it. She was putting shit out there to create a narrative about the Proudfoots.
Yeah, she wanted it out there because she, for whatever reason,
with all of this stuff, even the whole Sebastian told me this, and I didn't say nothing because it was gonna affect Seth's job, and it was gonna break Sebastian's trust, so he wouldn't come tell me stuff anymore. He didn't have to tell you anything anymore if you would have told the authorities.
Exactly. It would have been
He would-
over.
Right. And he would have been where he belonged if that shit was really going down. You know what I mean? Like,
Unless there was like more to it, unless it was more than just at their house. I don't know. Like if he trusted grandma to tell her everything. It's a highly
dude.
Highly speculating, but if it was something that would have affected her baby, as in Seth, as well, she would protect
Yeah.
her baby at all costs.
Moms protect children.
But what? What
I
are
don't
you
know.
protecting Seth from by this is about the Proudfoots, you know? What are you protecting Seth from?
Well, that's what she's saying, but if you get a kid alone, they start talking to social worker. Or
Maybe
police
that's
or
why,
whoever.
because he would say some shit about
A kid's not gonna have a filter. They're gonna be like, "Well, look, this is what happens here. This is what happens." They're not gonna care.
It
They're
happens
gonna
at
say
daddy's too.
They're gonna 100% say exactly what is happening, and then whatever happens, it's not on them. They're gonna be in a better place, hopefully.
Maybe she knew that Seth beat his ass sometimes.
Could be
Right?
That's speculative, but if Grandma was afraid to say this, whatever Sebastian was telling her,
That's the only thing that would ruin his career.
yeah.
A child abuser.
I mean, he could have been getting it from both ends.
Could have.
If he
We
was
don't
just
know.
like, if Grandma was his like safe haven, you know what I'm saying? Like she never did anything bad to him, and he's like, look, this is what's happening here and there. It's just like, well, now I can't tell anybody because
I could see
don't know.
that.
It's highly speculative. That's just my opinion. Just a question, just a thought. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just
No, you just
as far as reasoning on why
what
someone
are you
would
supposed to come up with? You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
what else could ruin somebody's career? And Sebastian to know that it could ruin his
that part
career,
doesn't make sense,
right?
A kid's not going to be thinking that way at all. I don't
No.
think.
You
Like,
can't. You ain't even worked a shift at Burger King yet.
That's what I'm saying. You're
I
not going
mean,
to be thinking about those repercussions. You're going to be in your world, your school, what you like to do in life at that age, and that's going to be about it.
Minecraft's gonna be on your mind, bro.
Exactly.
he would have to be told by an adult, don't repeat that because that could hurt
Yeah.
your career.
When Grandma twists your arm underneath the table.
Right.
It's fucked up, you know.
It's sad. I just feel like everyone has failed Sebastian in every way possible, and it's kind of led up to this. Like it makes sense on why he's not here.
Yeah, he's been failed quite a bit.
By the closest that are supposed to protect
him.
Right.
His protectors, regardless of the home life, wherever he's staying at. The adults around him are supposed to be his protectors, his guardians, everything.
Right.
Especially with his, with the autism. You know what I mean? They
when
need you more than they need you extra.
When you know someone has I don't want to say disability, but
they need you extra.
A harder time in life, you got to be able to take a step back and take more time with them. You're supposed to be their protector, even like regular kids.
That was actually a good way of putting that, Trey.
It just makes me sad because I always like to, like with my kids, I'll take a step back and be like, okay, how did adults interact with me when I was a kid, and where did they go wrong? And I always try to just get on their level as far as like, kind of mentoring them, kind of put them in the right direction, but also treating them to where they understand it and not so much. I discipline my kids in a way that they don't even know they're being disciplined, if that makes sense.
That's what I did. I talked to mine like they're.
You just got to talk to them.
I talked to them like they were a year or two older than what they were.
Yep.
Because when you make them feel like they're older than what they are, they listen more. They're more attentive because they want to be older than what they are. And when you
Exactly.
treat them like they're older than what they are, you gain that attention. And then all I did is I used experiences in my own life to show what path is a good idea and what
What's a
path
bad
there
idea?
might be a lot of mines laying in the field, you know. And and I'm telling you, it was I couldn't have had it couldn't have worked out any better, you know. So yeah, man, shout out, especially when it comes to parents that are about doing the right thing and not some shit
I,
like that was taking place.
they're
You know,
just, as
for an
Joe
example.
Rogan would say, they're just the little people. They're the little version of you. And I always say, how would I want to be treated whenever I'm that little? And that's how I
Mhm.
base every day off of.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what they're your offspring. They're gonna,
Exactly.
it's about the generation after and after and after. That's why if there are, you know, warning signs in your heritage, like I have, with my birth dad, alcoholic like a MF. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Didn't even care to give me a birthday card once in my whole life. Didn't even care to see me. The last thing that I'm doing is I'm becoming that,
Yeah. Right. You're not going to
so it's up to me to change it for the future generations, even the abuse and stuff, you know what I'm
Stop.
saying? Change. You are the one, you have the availability and the ability to make the change for
Yep.
everyone else after you, because it's about evolution, it's not about going backwards. All right, so this was from a few hours ago from Mr. Hatman. So since we kind of went a little
Mr.
long, but
Hatman.
it was a great conversation, and I think it was needed before we really just put the boots down and we're just off running. So I wanted to get that stuff, show you guys. I know we've been talking about that episode the last couple shows. I'm gonna play a little bit now before we end the show here. I'm gonna play a little bit of what Mr. Hatman had to say. I'm not gonna call him, anything negative. I'm just gonna call him Mr. Hatman. I think that's the best way to refer to him. And as always, from right now, we're not going to show the screen, and I'm going to play it at one. Hey man, I'm
I
gonna
just
play
call
it
him,
at one.
you
Go
don't
ahead.
call him nothing. I call him Slick. I said that yesterday. I call him
Hey,
Slick.
I haven't figured out a word. I just think he needs a cigar. I feel like he needs to talk with a cigar. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I'm a fan of cigars. I love my cigars. And maybe it's just, I don't know, the way his voice just makes me feel like he should be puffing on a cigar or something. Like you remember those Looney Tune commercials from, or not the commercials, but the Looney Tune shows from back in the day, and they had the, hey, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like
Yes.
that guy, and he had the cigar with him. You know what I'm saying?
There's,
So I'm like, hey, I feel like the dude needs, hey, I need a cigar. I need a cigar.
I haven't figured
Did
out
you
what.
like that,
I
Busby?
know.
Yeah, I like that. Do you like my smoker's cough?
I need a cigar. Yeah.
Oh, and it,
I feel like he needs a cigar, though. That's all. When I listen to it, but we're gonna check out a little bit. We're gonna see what is. I'm sure it's gonna be the
yeah, I
same
haven't.
thing, but we're gonna have to do a recap on the recap. Whenever we do our Sebastian shows. So we're gonna go ahead and hit this. We're gonna listen to it for a little bit. I don't even know what he's saying, but we're gonna check out a few minutes and see what the newest recap is.
I have an
Sebastian went
idea of
missing
what
7
he's.
months ago, and
Oh, go ahead, buddy. What?
You're good. I already have an idea of what's going to be said and what's going to be portrayed as far as the YouTube community, the police, and people searching and people yada yada yada. And then
Yeah.
we're gonna fix everything.
Yeah, yeah. And then let's see what other the
The,
cigar detective. There we go. We're gonna
Cigar
see.
detective.
We're gonna
the
see
knight,
what
shi-
else. Oh, go ahead, Busby. Sorry, man.
the knight in shining armor.
There we go.
Right. Yeah, we're
The,
gonna
um,
see
I
the
need a hero.
what the
That's what it
exactly. There you
is.
go. He's here. I am to save the day. Right. Speaking of Looney
Right,
Tunes.
Mighty Mouse.
Scrappy Doo. Scrappy
Oh
Doo.
no.
Yeah, there we
That's
go.
it.
There it is. Scrappy
That's
Doo,
it.
right? Scrappy Doo. There we
Somebody
go.
better get some
They
Scoobies.
they kick him out of the bed to drive off. Oh, yeah, that's it. Scrappy Doo. That's messed up, but it fits. That's better than slick.
There we go, Scrappy Doo. Hey, we'll just refer. I won't even call him Hat Man. We'll just call him Scrappy Doo from now on because it's kind of it's the same kind of energy. You
It
know what I
is.
mean? The same kind of energy.
I haven't put the energy in
I
the
can
first
do. I can do
for-
everything. That's what it is.
I hadn't put the energy out a name that I want to call him yet. So
Oh gosh.
Scrappy Doo.
Well, don't say it, man. Don't say it then. That's one time, Busby. Refrain.
Yep.
Okay. All right, bro. All right, let's see what he has to say. Let's see what he has to say here.
Sebastian went missing 7 months ago, and here's what we know. I gave a little rundown on X earlier. There's not much. It's more so minimal updates, but updates. There is progress.
Oh.
Again, tips are coming in, and there is more reason to believe that he is alive than they believe he's alive more so than harmed. That is the overwhelming consensus. Over in Tennessee, I don't know if you guys saw the attorney tweeted out. So there are boots on the ground, and they are actively investigating. When I say investigating, they are just following up with other leads, past leads, ones that were cleared, just to double check, new ones that have come in. And there have been a lot of tips that have come into the tip lines combined, and they have been sent to DBI in real time. So again, keep sending information, and not just in Tennessee, but stay on the lookout in Tennessee, obviously, but places like resorts. You never know, resorts, amusement parks that have resorts, tourist destinations, things of that nature. Let me put my Red Bull down, otherwise I'm going to drop it. So again, guys, there aren't really any updates, but let's go with what we said on X.
There's an update. He almost dropped his Red Bull.
Another energy drink.
Oh yeah.
He almost dropped his Red Bull. Some bitch. Some bitch. All right, here we go. There's even more.
I saw a lot of comments of
It's the same local park, y'all.
people slamming a guy named Tony Mathis. Tony, I've spoken to, obviously, in the past week a few times, more than a few times, probably every day. Yeah, every day. We have a conference call just to see if anything on their side changed. Do they have any new info from?
Did you just hear that bullshit? They've spoken a few times, but now he's saying we've spoken
It's every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Which one is
What we said on X.
Sorry, go ahead, man.
Which one is it? Every day, a few times.
No, it's just he's rambling. The more you fucking ramble, the more the truth gets
He-
exposed, bro.
He needs
The
to get
more
off the fucking energy drinks are affecting his damn
No,
health.
It ain't
No,
no,
he
energy
doesn't.
drink.
No, keep talking, bro. Keep talking. 'cause
Vibing.
We gotta see. Yeah, I've seen this. I've seen it typed in chat, and I trust me. I'm with you, and it starts with an A. I'm with you.
Yeah, or he's vibing. Zooted.
Yeah.
Blue, white, whatever color.
Yeah. Some eggs. Some robin eggs. Any of the above make you go, woo!
I
Zoom.
Robin eggs.
Yeah, zoom.
Yeah.
Need
Oh,
trigger
shit.
word, so that's what I chose.
Oh shit! But no, we want him to keep talking because he's gonna expose
He's
the truth
giving
himself, right?
tidbits.
Right. He's gonna expose the truth himself, just like, oh, we talked a couple times, or once, or no, we've been talking every day.
I saw a lot of comments of people slamming a guy named Tony Mathis. Tony, I've spoken to, obviously,
TikTok.
in the past week a few times, more than a few times, probably every day. Yeah, every day. We have a conference call just to see if anything on their side changed. Do they have any new info from the family, as in Seth? Did Seth hear anything alarming? Is there any new information from them or their investigators that can help at night's investigators, that can help dogs investigators? There's a lot of coordination, and then that information goes straight to TBI. Cooperation,
Yeah, speaking of at night, we need to talk more about that at night shit on the next show too. Monday night. Look for it Monday night.
That's how cooperation kind of works. You work with, whether it is authorities, you should be working with authorities no matter what. Your kid's missing, right? But when you hit a brick wall 7 months in, private intelligence agencies are obviously the route to go. And Seth, the father, he has private investigators that have given over material for at night to comb through. Same things happening with tips that didn't pan out and stuff like that. So again, guys, let me actually keep going with Tony because I'm going to get off topic. I forgot why I started that. The hate going toward that guy is wild. First of all, if you guys remember Jennifer Doulos, the mother of 5, she was murdered. Well, yeah, she was murdered, but the guy that did it killed himself. And
Wow.
a spokeswoman, right? Yes, and that case was wild. I didn't see the crazy conspiracies. Jennifer was not married. She was dating Ralph Lauren. She was dating Matt Lauer. That's something to talk about. She had a spokeswoman for a missing woman. So why did that matter? Nobody cared? Everybody thought that was normal, because it is. It's very normal. When somebody's harassed, when somebody is when they're grieving, when they don't have time to speak with everybody under the sun, and obviously they want to stay in touch with if the media reaches out, filtering out the bad versus the good. Getting the word out there is good. Getting trolled is bad. So that's what they were worried about with doulos, right? Jennifer Farber, she went and hired the family friend. I mean, yeah, they're family friends, but she got paid to be a spokesperson. Now, the Tony, from my understanding, is he's not getting $1. I don't think he's getting $1. He is doing this out of literally looking for Sebastian. It's Team Sebastian, and not you guys, but it's Team Sebastian, right? That's the team Tony's on. So again, the harassing random people that are part of what is he part of? What? Speaking on behalf of a grieving father who lost his son, who's being like bullied. Oh, big deal.
Big deal. Do your fucking
And whipping
homework.
out a chicken.
The dude fucking was putting out there a fake tip line like it was legit, a fake fucking information about how Katie Proudfoot's mother was in contact with Sebastian the morning that he was missing, and they were talking about his fucking breakfast. Dude, the dude's done nothing but put misinformation out there ever since he joined. The real people either got pushed away or left. Do your fucking homework, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, people that could actually, like, part of the one thing was like able to read sonar, and then he comes in and he pushed off the people that could actually run stuff.
The dancing hot dog steak.
The hot dog steak.
Hey, yeah, he dances too. You see him dancing? Hey, it's ridiculous. Freaking hot dog steaks, man. That's all I'm gonna play of that. That's it. So, but I do want to get into that at night stuff on the next episode. Like I said, we'll get into Monday night. We'll get into the lights and the dispatch, everything that we were going to try and fit in tonight. The next show after that, I want to get into the parents' interviews and statements. Even though I don't feel like any one of them had a hand in him disappearing, I still think that we should all do that. I think it, as a community, let's go over him again.
Kind of be more open instead of narrowed into it too. Just kind of break it down on maybe body
6
language.
months later. 6 months later, let's re-examine, everything. 6 months later, a lot more knowledge, more time has passed.
Because people come with the pitchforks. Real quick.
Yeah, they do. But I think on both sides, I think we need to have a constructive conversation. I know there's a lot of one way, the other way. I'm not interested in that. I'm just going to look at what's said and
how it's said and just how people are acting.
Exactly. Are red flags is
Yeah.
what they're going to be. You know what I mean? So that's what I'd like to do. I might go hang out at the lounge. So come hang out there if you're not going to bed yet. Also, #Justice for Micah. We'll be doing the protest tomorrow. Come hang out for that. Show some awareness. Starting at 7:30 a.m. Central, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, right before their church service starts. And then I'm thinking that we're going to be able to fit in like the Price is Right tomorrow night. So if you guys want to come by and have a community game night, I think we're going to do like a couple hours of the Price is Right. So if you'd like to be a contestant and you'd like to come on down and try and
try it out.
Yeah, see if you could win. If you guys want to hop up, the panel always gets first dibs. So if you'd like to, you're more than welcome. We'll get you.
That's always fun playing that.
I wouldn't mind trying it again.
It's been a long time since we had a community game night, and I think we're way overdue. I think
just
we're
a
way
piece,
overdue.
something to turn your brain off as far as everything else going on.
We use a giveaway tool, so if you're in chat and you do want to play, you just put in a certain hashtag. And if you get selected, you can be the contestant. And the cool thing about the community game night is you can actually sit and chat and actually be a contestant on the show. So you don't even have to call or join panel. You can literally just be in chat and being contestants. So I'm thinking tomorrow night we're going to try and fit that in. I'm trying to get the new tier stuff finalized here, so I apologize. It's a little bit longer, but trust me, once everything drops, the new emojis, going to have new emojis and new membership badges and all that stuff too for you guys. Just please be patient with that. I'm trying to get it all done as quick as I can with all this other stuff going on. So I really feel like we need a game night tomorrow, though. So no matter
That'd be
what,
good.
yeah. So come on, and I'm thinking we should probably do it like every Sunday night. You know,
Just kind of unwind, as long as we're not on the road.
Something to clear your head from the everyday thinking of everything that's going on.
yeah, just every Sunday night for a couple hours. I got a bunch of games. I think I have like 15 different game shows that you can be a part of. And we can even have like panel family feud and stuff like that. We need to do that sometime, you guys. We need to have a family feud panel. Maybe tomorrow night, maybe when we do the game show, we can do a little bit of
try it.
Price is Right. And maybe we can get a couple other people up on panel and we can do family feud as a family.
I'll try it, but I pretty much suck at that game.
Oh, it
Yeah,
don't matter,
me
dude.
too.
It don't matter. It's all in good fun, you know. I just need somebody to play Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader sometime. Nobody wants to play it because of the title. But it's a great game too. I mean, who wins? That's the point of the game, right?
Not me.
Right?
Would not be me.
It's been so long. How are you supposed to remember fourth grade questions, right?
Oh man, it would be brutal.
As long as I get the math questions, I'll be all right.
There we go. We should do all that stuff. As you know, everybody's used to seeing us talk about all these, you know, ugly and horrific things in the real world. Maybe they need to see us kind of have
The
some
lighter
kinda-
side.
Yeah, like each one
Not
of
so
us
much-
could
yeah.
do a little something for them or something. You know what I mean?
A little
Like,
bit more
we could
peace.
make fun of ourselves a little bit, you know, for everybody. So
Okay.
Like,
it'd be
yeah,
sweet.
that way they're like, you didn't know the answer to that.
If we're gonna make fun of ourselves, I'll get social studies then.
hey, you can have a helper though too.
Oh, trust me, I look at chat whenever we're playing. I look at chat and I'm like,
Oh yeah, that's,
well,
the
that's
free
the answer.
That's the free lifeline or whatever. And that's
Yeah.
the beautiful part about it is when you are a contestant, you are able to use chat. That is your lifeline.
Oh, it's my lifeline.
Use chat. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all in fun. So yeah, we'll have to do it. I think it's time. So I want to say thank you both for hopping up tonight. I appreciate you guys. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
all your
man.
work that you guys do.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
especially
Nice,
thank
Busby.
you for being part of the crew and just being good people. I appreciate you guys very
Thanks,
much.
Trey.
You guys
Thanks,
mean
buddy.
a lot to me. So thank you all. Appreciate you. Thank you, community. Appreciate you too. And we will see you on the next show. And I'm feeling like some Black Ops 6. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't even think I have your lounge link.
Oh,
You may have given it to me a long time ago. I don't even know where it's at.
here, let me drop it in. Here, let me drop it in the chat real quick.
That I'll send it to you, Trey.
There you go. Yeah, I'm thinking
That'll
some black ops or something. Something. Play something. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Please, peaceful,
y'all.
positive evening. Stay safe. And we'll see you
Have a
tomorrow.
great
Appreciate
night.
you. Good night, everybody.